Good evening and welcome to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium here on the campus of Lincoln High School. Here for tonight's game between Lincoln and Munford, two rivals from northern Talladega County. I'm Ty Parnell. To my right's Alan Parnell. Down on the field is Sarah Hampton. And it's kind of a theme tonight, Alan. Rivalry night here in Talladega County. Sylacauga and Childersburg are playing. Munford and Lincoln are here. And you have Donahoe and Fayetteville down in the southern part of the county.
Great night for football here. And yes, mid-season here and getting to play all the teams that you've been playing for a lot of years. And just so excited. And this Munford-Lincoln rivalry, I think, is as good as there is in the state really anywhere. And, just can't beat it. Yeah, last night we had the game at Piedmont and Leeds, and me and Jeff Ellis had talked about how there's not many rivalries left like this in this part of the state. You know, Anniston and Oxford played for several years, but now they don't play anymore. Welborn and Oxford don't play anymore. Oxford got too big for that. And but Munford and Lincoln, this is one that stayed true. There are a few still around, and I was looking at today's paper, forgot about Childersburg and Sylacauga, really big game. But you know, the thing about this game is it's so even, and been playing for 70 years. This is 70th time these two teams have played, and I think it breakdown is what, 34 and 1. Is that 34, right? Yeah. You know, when you said it's even, you're exactly right. It's 34 and 1. There's not many rivalries across the state that are that close. You know, you'll have some that say, well, we won 8 and they won 25. So it's very interesting. It makes the rivalry. It's not a rivalry if the two teams aren't good and they're not beating each other every once in a while. Well, and they have, and there have been some streaks. There were several years ago that Lincoln had beaten Munford about 7 times in a row, 7, 8 times in a row, and now Munford's evened that up, and they've won 2 of the last 4. So, and tonight, this season, both these teams are good, so it's going to be a great game. And that's one thing that we haven't seen with Munford and Lincoln lately is that either one team has been really good or one team has been really bad. Going back all the way back to the early 90s when Coach Motley was still at Munford. Coach Motley won a lot of games against Lincoln. He retired, and then Coach Brooks picked up the slack, and he won a lot. And that was carried on by Coach Howard, who's no longer with us. They named the stadium after him during that 2009 season. Mike Howard really had them going, and in tragedy, the losing him, and Lincoln has had several coaches since that time. There's one 4-year stretch, and they had a new coach every year. Well, and that's very hard for the players to get comfortable with a coach, you know. And that's one thing that Brad Wallace, it's his second year here. This is one thing that these players really haven't seen a whole lot of. Well, right. This is the second year. Interesting thing about those 4 years, they still won most of those years. And they just tells you they got plenty of athletes, plenty of players, and just a real good community for football. But this is a really good program, as is Munford, and that's why they're 10 miles apart. And that's why it's just such a great rivalry, and we'll continue. You can count on that. Well, you know, one thing that adds a little interest to it tonight is that it is homecoming for Lincoln. You always want to win on homecoming, but when you schedule it with a rival, that's 2 big events that are going to be on the field on display for tonight. A little dangerous to schedule one of your big rivals at homecoming, but let me tell you, it's sweet if you can beat them. No question about that. And I think Lincoln's counting on that. Mid-season, of course, Lincoln has moved up to 5A this season. Munford 4A, so they're not in the same region, but no doubt they're going to keep playing. Well, all right, we're going to take a quick break. Be back with some more pregame here in a little bit. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
This Friday Night Network High School Football Game of the Week Sports Exclusive is presented by Alan Parnell and the Parnell Insurance Agency, your local Allstate agent. By Avery Auto Sales in Oxford, for like new cars at used car prices. By Regional Medical Center, quality counts in Calhoun County. By Sneed Ag, your local John Deere dealer, earning your business every day. By Systems by Design, simply smart security. By Mizell Heating and Air Conditioning, voted #1 for the 2nd year in a row by the readers of the Anniston Star. And by Bill Stanford Automotive in Talladega. Stop in today for the Full Out Blitz event. Tonight's game is brought to you by J. Britt Middlebrook CPA, Wesley's Paint and Body, On-Site Solutions, Forsyth Building Company, Ted's Plumbing, Cheehaw Brewing Company, Cable One, and Skinner Body Shop. We'll have more of tonight's pregame activities next on FNN, the Friday Night Network.
The Blitz is on. Save thousands during the Bill Stanford Automotive Full-Out Blitz in Talladega. We're smashing all sales records, and you save like never before on every Cadillac, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram on our lot. Score big as we close out all remaining 2014 inventory to make room for the 2015 models. All prices have been smashed. Hurry for best selection. It's the Full-Out Blitz at Bill Stanford Automotive, East Alabama's Automotive Superstore. On the web at billstanford.com.
Knowing what's going on in your house when you're away is difficult, but Alarm.com's video monitoring makes it simple. Say you're at work. With live streaming video from your house, you can see that the kids got home okay. Check in on your pets. And look in on your baby. Nice boat. You can even capture and download video to watch later, and get video alerts sent straight to your phone. Make sure your home is powered by Alarm.com and see what's happening from anywhere. Alarm.com, your home in your hands.
Call Systems by Design. Simply smart security.
We build things that work the way you wish they would. Like a front-end loader you can detach from your seat. Or a mower deck you just drive over and cut through knee-deep grass no problem. Yep, we thought the same thing you did. That's why we build them this way. That's how we run. Nothing runs like a deer.
Del Marsh is not telling you the truth. Fact is, Taylor Stewart opposes nearly all of Barack Obama's policies. So why is Del Marsh lying about Taylor Stewart? So Marsh can hide his record of cutting millions from our public schools and his failure to create jobs or reduce our sky-high unemployment rate. The bottom line, Taylor Stewart will be an independent senator who will do what Del Marsh hasn't done, create jobs and improve our schools.
To Keith Howard Memorial Stadium here on the campus of Lincoln High School in Lincoln, Alabama. We're still in the pregame here. The homecoming court is just now leaving the field. Before we get started here tonight, let's go over a few games that's going on this tonight. Down in the truck, Jim Jacobs is going to join us and help us go through some of these big games that are tonight.
I think we've got all the switches in the right places. Okay, guys, take it away.
All right. The first game we've got up is one of our big ones. Will be Vestavia at Oxford. Excuse me, is it Oxford at Vestavia?
It's Vestavia at Oxford.
Either way,
homecoming at Oxford.
Either way that they play it, it's a big game for both schools, especially Oxford right now. They've really struggled so far this season, which, many people thought that they might struggle 1 year removed from Rock Thomas, Mr. Football, who's down at Auburn now. But still, either way, Oxford needs to get a win tonight.
Yeah, in the worst kind of way. We were talking about this earlier. The Jackets have kind of just, I don't know. It just seems like ever since the game at Gadsden City, things have not really gone their way, even with the win over at Chilton County. And, I'm really not sure, guys, that they're going to win another one. I've got serious concerns that Oxford wins again this season.
Well, and Jim, you made a really good point before the game. The people in Oxford aren't used to seasons like this, so they're not going to be very happy, and they'll continue to support this team, but they need to find a win. There's a couple down there toward the end that they can win. Pell City's one of those games. Who was the other one that we said? There's one.
Well, we don't know what's going to happen with Chelsea. They were not very good last year, but they've come on very nicely this year, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're still undefeated in region play.
Well, I don't think they've played. They haven't played Benjamin Russell or Opelika yet. So those are two.
That'll
tough
change.
Teams. Yes, that will change. But Oxford tonight, like we said, they desperately need a win. Winning solves everything. Winning will fix anything.
And, of course, we got a 7A Vestavia Rebels coming in here, and that's not who you want to be playing when you're, even though they are, 2-2 right now is what Vestavia is. So, but they're a tough football team, and I don't think Oxford's had a lot of success with them over the years.
Well, a win over them tonight cures some of the rumblings that you might hear on the sidewalks in town about Tuesday, but again, I don't see it coming tonight. But if you're going to win one, Allen, tonight would be a good one.
Well, there's no doubt about it. And as you said, that would solve a lot of things, not only to win a game, but to beat a team like Vestavia. But they're having to travel. Hey, it's homecoming at Oxford, and don't ask me why they picked that particular game.
What a team to schedule.
The parade came by my office yesterday. I was a little surprised. I didn't realize that, but it'll be good. They'll play hard. You can count on that.
No doubt about it.
All right, another team we have down in the southern part of Talladega County, Fayetteville at Donahoe, making the trip all the way up to Anniston. Donahoe hasn't been scored on this season, Jim.
You know, we saw them against TC, and they were very impressive. They've got a kid on the team there, Allen. His name slips me at the moment, but yeah, a lot of folks are looking at him. What was it, 25, Ty?
Yeah, workhorse. He does it all. He plays every position. If you remember, he took the opening kickoff of that game back for a touchdown. For a big guy, he runs really well.
I've seen him play. He's a fine player, and they've got some others too. This is a really good Donahoe team. And Fayetteville has got a good team coming on, and they've got a back, and I can't call his name, Jim, but it's a youngster, and he gained about 1,500 yards last year, and he's having a good season this year. So we'll see. Be a good game. I think Donahoe probably wins that game.
Yeah, the thing about Fayetteville, though, is before Coach Limbaugh got there, I don't think Fayetteville had won but 3 games in the previous 3 years, and Limbaugh has really turned them around and turned them into a true competitor there in 1A.
Yeah, you know, I think you got to look ahead for Donahoe. I can't recall the date, but in about 3 weeks they hook up, and I think they have to go to Ragland, and the Purple Devils, of course, are as good as usual, and that's going to be a statement game for both teams.
Yeah, Ragland, they're, I believe, number 5 this week in the Alabama Sports Writer poll. They always put together a good team. You said that, Jim. Ragland and Donahoe will be definitely a big-time game. Glencoe at Hoax Bluff. It's a big-time rivalry. It's rivalry week in Talladega County. It's also rivalry week in Etowah County. We were at Glencoe last week and saw them get that big win against Piedmont. Let's see if they can keep it up against Hoax Bluff.
Well, they're a very good football team. And Hoax Bluff, of course, I was thinking they won a couple this year. And, of course, I've seen Hoax Bluff have some very good teams, but they've been down lately. And, of course, now that's a rivalry. You think Munford and Lincoln are close. Glencoe and Hoax Bluff are 5 miles apart. They're just right there. They're right there on top of each other, and that's a big game.
Well, and glad to see these kind of games continue to find their way onto everybody's schedule with all the reclassification and stuff that came out of what went down last year with the AHSAA. Glad to see that all these teams can still find a way to play each other. Let me go ahead and mention, guys, because I got this worked out earlier this week, and we haven't had a chance to promote it yet. But coming up the last week of the season on the 30th, it's a Thursday night. Ty, we're going back to Glencoe. It's a good place. They were really hospitable to us. We're going to see Glencoe play Cleburne County to wrap up the season.
That'll be a great game, and you're right. Glencoe is a great stadium, a great atmosphere for high school football. That stadium, if you haven't seen it, it's right, the home side, you were right on the field. It reminds me of the old Punch Bowl that Munford used to play in at Holcomb Field.
Yep, good. So we'll be back there on a Thursday night to wrap up the season of the regular season of FNN this year.
All right, and another game also in Talladega County, Sylacauga at Childersburg. And these guys, big-time rivals. They're about as close as Munford and Lincoln. I feel like that's going to be a great game. Ever since Childersburg started playing a little bit better football, Sylacauga has really struggled against them. I know they won their first game. Childersburg won their first game against Sylacauga in a while last year. But before that, 2 years previous, before that, Childersburg was giving Sylacauga all they wanted.
You know, this is another one of those games, guys, where the proximity, of course, comes into play. But, Alan, you know, one of the things I think that makes a rivalry so great, like the Lincoln-Munford game we're about to do here, is you got to kind of have a balance in who beats who. And Sylacauga's had a profound edge in this one over the years. And what you're saying, I think we said that they had won like, 3-1 or something like that?
Something like two-thirds, and I think that's just about right. And so, yeah, you've got to be a little more competitive, and Sylacauga has certainly controlled that rivalry. And, you know, they've always sort of treated Childersburg a little bit. I've heard people talk about we're going to annex Childersburg, that kind of thing. And Childersburg doesn't take too kindly to that. So a win over Sylacauga is very sweet, and they got that last year. So it'll be a fun game, and both both teams are very competitive this year.
Yes.
Don't be surprised if Childersburg doesn't win that game.
Yeah, since Childersburg got that coach from Winterboro to make the move a little further south, they've been a much better football program.
Well, they've got tons of athletes down there. They just finally got them all to play football. They were only playing baseball and basketball before that.
I think they've got most of them out there for the football team now, and they are as athletic as any team in our county.
Yep, I think that's for sure. All right, Jacksonville at Butler. Butler known as a basketball powerhouse, but Jacksonville is going to travel up there to play them in football. I feel like Jacksonville, you know, they have that 5-0 start. They're number 5 in the Alabama Sports Writers rankings. Tonight's just another, hey, let's get through Butler and move on to the next game, I feel like.
Well, there's some big ones on down the way for them, and Sachs is one of those games. I don't know how. That's not too many weeks away, and they're on a collision course, both in the same region, both 5-0 right now. It'll be a big game. The Jacksonville Golden Eagles are not aren't your daddy's Golden Eagles. They're pretty doggone tough, and that's just happened recently, the last 4 or 5 years. And but they're very athletic, very well coached. Coach Smith does a great job there, and it'll be a good. And of course, you know, I mean, again, Sachs is down the road, and then you got them, but there's some others that you got to win. Cleburne County is down there. They're always tough, too.
They both, Alan, both of them still have to play Cleburne County on the schedule. Jacksonville gets them at home next week, and then Sachs goes to Cleburne County, I believe, in 2 weeks. We're trying to work it out to get to Cleburne County to do the Sachs game. We don't have that one confirmed yet, but that's one we're working on the FNN schedule right now.
Well, we talked earlier, you know, Cleburne County is one of those teams. They get better as the season goes on. They always, last year I think they were 7-3 going in the playoffs, and they make it to the 3rd round. And that speaks to Coach Short and how he gets those guys ready to play up there.
Yeah, that's the thing. How many times have you seen Cleburne County having to win the last 3 games to get in the playoffs?
And every time.
They win them all, and then they get in there and go 2 or 3 rounds in the playoffs. So, yes, expect good things from them again this year.
Well, guys, this has been fun.
Been a lot of fun, yeah.
Jim, it is. Thank you so much.
No, I enjoyed, getting to spend a couple of minutes with you guys, and I guess we'll get a break and get back and talk a little bit more about this one coming up tonight. We're looking forward to it down here in the truck.
Yeah, it should be a great game.
And we'll have more coming up from right here in Lincoln when we continue on FNN, the Friday Night Network.
Mizell Heating and Air Conditioning has been serving the areas of Calhoun, Talladega, Cleburne, and Etowah County for over 14 years. Commercial, residential, central heat and air, ductwork, indoor air quality, we do it all. Voted Anniston Star's Reader's Choice in 2013. Be sure to ask about available rebates and tax credits. Mizell Heating and Air Conditioning, the name to know for your heating and air conditioning needs. Mizell.
Have you got the new car itch but don't want to take the plunge with a brand new car? How about getting the most car for the money at Avery Auto Sales? They have a large selection of cars with even some 2014s in the mix. And if you're worried about your credit, don't. They can help get you back on your credit feet with guaranteed approval. Check them out online at AveryAutoSales.net. Then when you see something you like, call them at 256-835-8897 for a test drive. Or just go by. Avery Auto Sales is located on Highway 78 East between Highway 78 and Snow Street in Oxford. That's Avery Auto Sales.
Ooh, look at those toys.
Insurance must be expensive.
Nah.
I bet he's got an Allstate agent. They can save you up to 30% more by bundling your policies.
Well, his dog's stupid.
Poodles are one of the world's smartest breeds. Bundle and save with an Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Call Alan Parnell at 256-831-8887 at the Parnell Insurance Agency on Snow Street in Oxford and in Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Being a doctor, I know the symptoms of a heart attack. To experience them yourself is something completely different. When I woke up with severe pain in my arms and chest, I hesitated. When the pain persisted, I chose RMC. Thanks to RMC's staff and Dr. Yamamura, my bypass surgery was a success. It's comforting to know we have quality doctors right here in Calhoun County. Regional Medical Center, advanced technology, advanced care.
All right, and welcome back to Lincoln High School here at Keith Howard Memorial Stadium. We're a few minutes away from kickoff right now. We had some coaches interviews. Our own Sarah Hampton caught up with Coach Wagnon as he got off the bus today here at Lincoln.
Coach, most people think your team is better than your 3-2 record indicates. Where do you think the Lions stand midpoint of the season?
Well, I think we've gotten better each week, so that's a plus. We didn't start out where I'd hoped we were, but we've continued to get better each week, and so we're at 3-2 right now. We're not in a bad spot. I think we can continue to get better, and maybe we'll get where we need to be by the end of the season.
This is a big game for both communities, and you've been part of it for several years. So what does this mean to the team? What does it mean rivalry-wise?
Well, it's one of your greatest rivalries in high school football. When I become a part of it 5 years ago, that's one of the things that they said they wanted when they hired me was, consistently beat Lincoln. And so the community wants it, the school wants it, and the players want it, and same way on the other side. So, it's a big-time rivalry, but, we still got to worry. We got to play. It's a football game. We've got to worry about ourselves, execute, and do the things that we do well.
Lincoln has been a scoring machine, putting up 40 or more points the past 3 games. So what are the keys to stopping them and your team being successful tonight?
Well, watching film, Lincoln's got as many big plays as any team I've ever seen. They do a great job of scoring on big plays. And so tonight we've got to eliminate the big plays. And, if we do that, I think we can be successful. But if we let them get a bunch of big plays, then it's going to be tough.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Coach, and good luck. Back to you, Ty.
All right, thank you, Sarah. And big plays, that's what Lincoln's been the driving force on their team so far this season. When we saw them against Alexandria, it was one big play after another. And Sarah, I think we also have one where she was with the Lincoln coach. Let's see if we can get that pulled up.
So, Coach, tonight is a really big rivalry game, and you used to play here, and now you coach here. So what does tonight mean for you?
It's Auburn, Alabama to me. That's what the rival is, and it's a bunch of people that know each other really well. And our borders, we border each other. It's a 15, 20-minute ride between both schools, and it's always been one of those ball games. It's a blood and guts ball game. And we know it's going to be physical, and we know that they're really fast on their offense and defensive fronts. And so we're going to have to go out and we're going to have to play physical at the beginning of this ball game.
Okay, well, this is the first game in about 5 years that Lincoln has had the same coach as the previous year. So what does that mean for the ball club?
I think it means a lot to our kids right now. I talk to them a lot. They're actually coming into my office now, and it's kind of fun seeing them light up a little bit when you see them every day. And when they do bad, they know. They'll just drop their head, but they understand that. Hey, I'm with them. I tell them all the time. I said I'm gonna treat you like I'm your dad. And when you're not ready to go, I'm gonna pick you up, and when you're ready to go, I'm gonna cheer you on. So they've bought into my system. They bought into what I'm about, and they know I'm an intense person when it comes to the weights, when it comes to the field, and they've just got to do the right things, and we'll be a great football team.
What do you see in Munford, and what do the Bears need to do tonight to defeat them?
Well, to be honest with you, I see this as a checkpoint for us. Coach Wagner, when he took over at Munford, he was in this kind of a similar situation that I was here, and me and him actually talked when I first took the job, and I'm seeing how far we've come as a ball club, and seeing where we're at, and because he's taking his program to the next level, and it's time for us to find out where we're at and see if we're battle tested and ready to go.
All right, well, good luck, Coach, and back to you, Ty.
All right, thank you, Sarah. And that was a good interview with Coach Brad Wallace. He talked about a few things, the stability in the coaching staff. These players we talked about in the opening, they haven't had a coach stay for 2 or more years until this is his first year since Coach Howard was here, that we've had a coach at Lincoln stay for more than 2 years.
Well, and no doubt about it, the stability. I think that when you look back, Coach Allen Brooks was here for so many years. I think they won a lot of games because he was here that long, and the players knew what to expect. And same thing at Munford with Coach Motley all those years he was there. So you change coaches every 4 years. Interesting thing is that Lincoln continued to win most of those years, and they've got lots of athletes, lots of players, and great facilities here too.
Well, I think that talks about the talent of Lincoln to have all the changeover at coach, yet they still win and make the playoffs most of those years with the new coaches. And you talked about Coach Brooks. You actually played in that first Munford Lincoln game with Coach Brooks.
I did, fall of 1975, and I was on the other side, on the Munford side then. But Coach Brooks, I'll never forget, we had won the game pretty handily the night before. Went back out on Saturday morning. Coach Brooks and Coach Grogan were watching game film, and I thought, what's this? But he learned a lot, and he and Coach Grogan were friends, and it wasn't long before Coach Brooks turned the tables.
All right, and down on the field we have the captains meeting with Robert Howell, our head official tonight. Let's throw it down on the field and see if we can get with Mr. Howell.
Head. If I can catch it, if I drop it, we're going to do it again, okay? What do you call it?
Tail.
What do you call?
Tail.
Called tails? There's a tail on the toss. What do you want to do? On defer. Munford's won and deferred. You want the ball? You want the ball or you want to kick? You want the ball. You want the ball.
All right, and you see there Munford won the toss. They decided to defer to the second half. You see that's big number 65, John Tavius Johnson, an Auburn commit. He's a big man.
Well, he is. He is a really big guy. Now, I think he plays on the offensive side of the ball. Is that right?
Plays defensive tackle. He's
defensive
a 3
tackle.
technique. Lincoln runs actually I think he's a nose. Lincoln runs a 3-4, I believe. We'll see here in a little bit, but he is a man down low.
I remember hearing that I don't think there was much interest in him, and he went down to a camp, and they offered him at that camp. So he's an impressive guy.
He is an impressive guy, and we'll see the two teams go through their run-through signs. The Munford-Lincoln rivalry, we talked about Coach Wagnon getting the job here, and when he was brought in, it was beat Lincoln at that point. Munford hadn't beaten Lincoln in 8 years, and his very first season here, Munford won 29-28 on a field goal with about 30 seconds to go in the game.
In a game we probably shouldn't have won.
Shouldn't have won
that
right.
game, but they did. But then Lincoln has come back and won many games that they shouldn't have. That's the great thing about this rivalry.
Yeah, and those two games, that 2010 game and then the 2011 game, Munford won it on a field goal on 2010. 2011, Lincoln kicked a field goal as time expired to beat Munford. And so, yes, if one team is not winning, if it's a one-sided affair, the rivalry is usually not that much fun.
Well, and it is. And the Lincoln game had gotten to be such with Munford that they won those 7 in a row. And it got to the point that you thought, well, will Munford ever win another
Will they ever beat them again?
And they have, and it's become an even split now. And it's not fun to walk out of there a loser sometimes, but it does make for a great rivalry, which we have here.
All right, and as you see, there's a good crowd here tonight. Munford brought a nice crowd from down the road. Lincoln always has a good crowd here at home. And Lincoln's going to get the ball to start the game. Back deep to return for them will be Mario Howard. He's related to DJ Howard, who plays at Clemson now. Good bloodlines there in that Howard family.
Well, they can sure play. And Lincoln, one thing we're going to see from them is speed. Speed and athleticism, they have plenty of it. Munford does too, but Lincoln, it just seems like they never run short on it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I remember a couple years ago when DJ Howard's younger brother, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, was their kick return. They had the Howard brother of DJ and Rakeem Truss back there returning kicks. They were dangerous. That may have been the two best tandem of kick returners I've ever seen.
It hasn't been many years ago that Lincoln had about 5 Division I players on one team, about 4 or 5 years ago.
All right, here we go. Seth Thomas on to kick off to start this game. And we are underway here at Keith Howard Memorial Stadium. Lincoln's going to catch the ball and bring it up to the middle of the field. Gets through to the second level, and he's brought down hard by number 1. That's Austin Campbell on the play.
Nice stop by Campbell. Looked like he might take it the distance just then, and really good run back.
That was number 7, Jamario Howard. Mario Howard is the player we were talking about earlier. He is not a very tall guy in stature, but he sure does play hard. So here we go. Lincoln's going to come to the field with twins to the right, a wing back, and there goes Howard in motion. It's going to be a quarterback keeper by Caldwell as he gets a lot of running room off to the right, and he is into the second level. The third level, he's still on his feet, and he is brought down on about the 20-yard line.
Ty Cameron Turner saved a touchdown just in on about the 19-yard line. And great run by Jamario Howard.
You'll see Caldwell had the ball and he turned it upfield. Great blocking on the outside.
Yeah, Caldwell is a lot of that speed we were talking about there. And yeah, Cameron Turner saved a touchdown there.
All right, setting up first and 10 on the 20-yard line for Lincoln here on their opening drive of the game. Twins to the left. This is the same formation. They bring Howard again to the left. Here goes Caldwell running off to the left, and he's not going to fool the Munford defense this time. They're all out there, but he still finds some running room. And he is brought down. There's a flag in the backfield. I'm not sure what that was.
It make you think it might be a hole, but we don't know. But he's as quick as they say. He's as quick as a hiccup, I'll guarantee you that.
You know, he wears number 10 like Monteo Garrett did for Munford last year. So it's very interesting that there was a number 10 at Munford last year that was so good, and then the number 10 at quarterback this year for Lincoln who's so good. All right, let's go to Robert Howell, who has the call on the field.
He'll be fine.
Hold it on the offense. 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay first down.
I didn't see who it was, Ty. I believe it'd be the guard or tackle on the left side of Lincoln there.
All right, that's always a drive killer when you have first and 10, and then you have a holding penalty on first down. At least you have 4 more downs to pick up the first down. There's a man in motion for Lincoln. It's a speed sweep off to the right. He turns upfield and is brought down after a gain of about 3 or 4. Good run on first and 20.
Well, and he's got a lot of speed there. Defended pretty well by Munford that time. And coming back here, that's going to bring up a second and about 16 yards.
Yes, that was Danny Bradford on the carry. Bradford from his receiver position came in motion that time. And you're going to see it looks like this is a new formation for Lincoln. They've got twins to the left and a single receiver at the top of your screen to the right.
FNN.
Caldwell still in at quarterback. Mario Howard goes in motion to his left. Pump and go. There's a man open. Ooh. Big opportunity for a catch right there for Lincoln.
Saw some contact back there in the secondary there, and no flags were called. But good pass there by Caldwell.
All right, that's going to bring up a third and about 16 here, 3rd and 17 for this Golden Bear offense here on their opening drive of the game. 10-20 to go in the first quarter. Caldwell was looked deep down the left sideline. He was looking down the field. I can't get the number on that receiver. It was a fade route, covered up very well by number 8, Cameron Turner.
That was Jamichael Baker down there in the corner, and defended well by Turner.
You see it on the replay here.
Yeah.
Turner,
and,
good coverage. He didn't turn his head, though. Sometimes you get away with that, though, in high school football, not turning your head. You got to make a play on the ball, and that time Cameron Turner just made a play on the man.
Lincoln has an excellent kicker here, and he is good from this distance here. I'm not sure how many he's kicked this year, but he's been here several years.
Just kick it up, and it looks like it's got the distance, and it's good. So on Lincoln's first drive, they connect on a 42-yard field goal. That was a 42-yard field goal.
Ty, that was Mason McLean that kicked it there, and there's no doubt he got that one up there and kicked it straight and true, and that's a weapon right there for you.
All right, and we'll take a quick break. You're listening to watching the FNN Network.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99 and then bring it in for free refills throughout the year. That's right, free popcorn for a full year. Your locally owned and operated Grub Mart, in business for over 72 years.
All right, and welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium here at Lincoln High School. Lincoln strikes first as they get 3 points on their opening drive.
Well, that's what you want to do is take that first one down there and get points. That's what they did. The penalty hurt them, no question about that.
McLean's kick is going to go into the end zone for a touchback, and Munford will set up shop first and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
McLean's one of the better high school kickers you're going to see, and you don't see many that can kick them and hit the goal line like he did just then, kick it on through. So no doubt he could be a weapon kicking the ball for them all night tonight.
Lincoln's one of those schools, as long as I can remember, they've always had a very good kicker. I don't think there's been a down year yet where they haven't had a kicker that can connect from at least 20 yards out. So here goes Munford's offense, first and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Brett Haney in at quarterback. Brings Caldwell in motion. Haney takes the snap. Read option. Hands it off to Calvin Smith up the middle, who picks up 3 or 4 solid yards on first down.
That inside handoff to Calvin Smith right there is a little tough going. Picked up 3 good yards there, and Munford got a pretty good push there. Lincoln's big and they're fast, and it's going to be pretty tough to move football inside on them.
All right, second down and 6 here to go for Munford on their opening drive. Haney's going to keep it to his right. Gets up into the second level, still on his feet, and is pulled down after picking up the necessary yardage for a first down.
Really nice run by Haney. Took the ball and turned it upfield there, and broke a couple of tackles and moved the chains there. And looks like Munford has a drive going here.
Twins left for Munford this time. Haney looks to the sideline to get the play. And there's Munford changing the play sheets over there on the far sideline. Looks like they've got a play. Comes a man in motion. That's Chris Haynes. It's going to be a tall sweep to Chris Haynes. Haynes turns upfield, has a little bit of running room to his left, stiffs arms a man, and falls down after picking up another first down on this Munford drive.
That was Justin Knight that came up and made the stop for Lincoln there. Good tackle, but moving the chains again. Chris Haynes, a lot of speed there, and Chris Haynes is a senior this year, and he's doing a really good job for the
Chris Haynes has been starting ever since the playoffs last season for Munford. He came in and stepped in a big way when number 11, James Jenkins, went down against Anniston. That time we had a screen pass over to the left. The ball skipped. Sometimes if you throw that ball behind the line of scrimmage, that can be almost like a trick play. But it didn't seem Haney had enough on it that time.
It was. It short hopped right up to C.J. Chapman. As you said, had he been about 2 yards deeper, that would have been a completed pass and could have picked it up and run it. But right now it's an incomplete pass.
So, all right, second down. 2nd and 10 here for Munford on their opening drive of the game.
Lincoln running a 5-man front, and 2 linebackers there, and
it's number 6, C.J. Chapman in motion. Calvin Smith with the handoff. Looks like his helmet came off. That play was kind of out of, didn't look like it was executed correctly that time. C.J. Chapman came in motion in front and kind of disrupted the timing of that play.
Yeah, looks like they called for the ball a little bit too early. That was Runyon Bell for Lincoln that had good penetration, made the stop, disrupted things back in the backfield. And third down, about 8 yards to go.
Haney back in the shotgun again, takes the snap. He's rolling to his left and hits C.J. Chapman, who drops the ball. The ball was thrown a little bit behind Chapman that time on third down.
Trying to run a tunnel screen out there on the left side, and looked like Mario Howard disrupted things. There were 2 or 3 others. Pretty good crowd out there that time, and a nice play by the Lincoln defense.
Yeah, here you see the replay again. Haney threw it back across his body, and there was nobody there. There were too many Lincoln defenders there, and C.J. didn't really have a chance to catch that ball and do anything with it. So here's Munford's first punt attempt of the night. C.J. Chapman is the punter for Munford. Usually you don't see a receiver out there punting, but Munford has one. Punt is called for a fair catch at the 14-yard line there for Lincoln as they're going to set up shop. 1st and 10 on the 14 here on their second drive of the evening with a 3-point lead over Munford early in the first quarter.
Ty, that was Justin Knight that fair caught the ball down there. Good kick, and good that he fielded it, though, because that ball, a lot of times you'll see these high school players that won't field the ball, college players too.
Right,
and
right.
It'll hit and roll, and you'll lose yardage. So nice catch by Justin Knight.
So here's Caldwell on the second drive of the evening. In the shotgun, takes a snap, hands it off to Howard, who's going to his left, turns upfield. A lot of running room when he cut back that time.
I'm telling you, Howard is a tough little customer, and you better hit him and hang on because he'll bounce off. Really good player. I believe that was number 12 for Munford that made the stop there.
Caldwell here on second down, taking the snap and handing it off to Howard again, who has a little bit of running room off to his left. Reminded me of Trey Mason that time. Not a whole lot of running room, but found something out of nothing.
Well, he's really good at that, and it's going to be third and very short. Fact is, they may measure here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're going to measure here.
Yeah.
Very, very close play.
Really close.
So if you're Lincoln right now and it winds up being fourth down, what do you do here deep in your own territory?
Well, I think it's third right now. That was not third down.
Third,
was
you're
it?
correct.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
third down coming up. And of course, you'd like to get the first down right here, but if you don't have to get very far. Looks like you might be a little short.
Just a touch. All right, so third and a few inches for Lincoln.
Maybe 6 inches at the most.
And for Munford right now, you're looking to stop the run up the middle. But Lincoln, when we saw them play against Alexander a few weeks ago, they got in a couple third and short situations. They'd like to throw the ball to their tight end, who would block down for a count and then release out into the flats and just be wide open.
Well, and the thing is, you got to play this in order to have a chance to stop this. You got to really dig in there, and if they do want to pull it up and throw it or whatever, it'd be a good time to do it. If you're unsuccessful, you got to punt.
All right, so full house backfield, the wishbone. Tackle over to the right. Caldwell's going to keep it up the middle. Looks like he got the necessary yardage for that first down.
Didn't get a lot, but he got enough.
Just enough.
Good push by the Golden Bear offensive line there. I see Austin Blanton got a good push there, and also that was Lee Hobbs. And good job. I tell you, the Lincoln offensive line has got some big guys. They're big all over, and skilled people are fast.
All right, 1st and 10 for Lincoln here on the 25-yard line. Caldwell once again in shotgun, flanked by Howard to his right. Caldwell's going to take the snap, turn and hand to Howard. Not a whole lot of running room. Good tackle that time by number 14, Austin Stevens for Munford.
You'll see Austin Stevens make a lot of tackles tonight, or he typically does, and he's one of the best tacklers. Just a junior, weighs about 175 pounds, and one of the best in our part of the state here.
Second down for Lincoln on the 20-yard line, 21-yard line. Caldwell takes a snap. He throws it off to the right. To the left, and that is broken up. He caught it, actually. Cameron Turner was on him, beat a block, and made the play there in the backfield.
Jamichael Baker out there, just what I call a hitch, turned inside, and Turner read that one very well and made the tackle back in the for about a yard loss, I think. A couple yard loss, maybe.
3rd and 10 here for Lincoln on their second drive of the night. Trying to get in the right formation. Caldwell's going to take the snap and roll to his right. He's looking for Howard out of the backfield, who's wide open, throwing it deep. And number 7, Casey Goins, comes up with the interception for Munford. What a play. The ball was overthrown, and Casey Goins came up with it.
Well, and Caldwell just heaved that one as far as he could, and he had a little pressure there from the Munford defender, and it looked like the Lincoln defender sort of gave up on it, didn't think anybody had a chance, and was that Goins that made that interception?
That was number 7, Casey Goins.
Goins made the interception there, and turnover, and Munford in business.
Yeah, you'll see the interception there by Casey Goins. The Lincoln defender offensive player, didn't know where the ball was that time. Casey made a great catch over his right shoulder. That's a tough catch to make sometimes.
Casey must be a good center fielder in baseball. That's who'd make that play right there. Go back and get it over your shoulder.
All right, 1st and 10 for Munford on the 25-yard line here on their second drive of the night. Haney's going to take the snap, throw to his left on a speed-out route, and hit C.J. Chapman for a completion and about an 8-yard, 7-yard gain.
C.J. Chapman with lots of speed there and ran the out route, picked up about 7 or 8 yards. Looks like the defender there was Zay Caldwell. That's speed on speed out there.
Yes, you're exactly right. Caldwell, the quarterback, also pulling double duty at corner. Hopefully for Lincoln, he won't get too gassed and be fresh here in the fourth quarter for him. Haney on second and 3, takes the snap, the read option to the left, hands it off to Charles Smith, who barrels ahead and picks up what looks to be close to a first down, if not second and very short.
Charles Smith, really good runner for the Lions there. He hasn't broken too many, but he's good for those good inside runs, and you keep looking for him to break one. The defender on that play was John Davius Johnson. Really good stop by him.
And for Lincoln, if you're not calling John Tavius' name and number a lot tonight, they're going to have a hard time stopping the run. He has to have a very good game. First down for Munford. They picked up the first down on that last play. Haney once again in the shotgun, takes a snap, throws it a floater to the left. Very dangerous pass there for Haney.
Very, very dangerous. We were talking about the speed out there that Zay Caldwell had, and we almost saw him going the other way quickly. Dangerous pass, and Haney didn't get a lot on that one, and it floated out there and was almost a disaster.
Caldwell did a great job of reacting to it. It was a screen pass after he beat his blocker, and had the ball been delivered on time, he might have been able to come up there and make a play on the ball. Here's Chris Haynes in motion. The ball's handed to him. He slips a tackle, still on his feet, and wow, the ball's on the ground. Chris Haynes took a huge hit. I believe that was number 65, Johnson, who laid the lick on him. And Lincoln recovers.
Lincoln got penetration on that side over there, Ty, and Haynes had to go a little deeper than he wanted to, and he tried to turn it upfield.
You'll see it right here.
Yeah, you'll see he tried to turn it upfield there, and pretty good lick there, and the ball comes out, and
Johnson delivered a very big hit there.
Munford had a chance to get it, but I didn't see the number of the Lincoln player that got it, but that's a big recovery. Turnover back to Lincoln, and they're in business at the Munford 32.
Great field position here for Zay Caldwell and his Lincoln offense as they come to the line. 1st and 10 on their own Munford's 32-yard line. It's a reverse off to the right and read beautifully by I believe that was number 4, Devin Strickland.
Yeah, Devin Strickland was never fooled, and he was coming from his corner position over there, and double reverse. You always teach your players to be as deep as back, and he accomplished that.
You see it right here. It's hard to disagree with the play calling here by Brad Wallace. You get a big turnover, you're looking to make a big play and grab all the momentum. But instead, you come up with about a 10-yard loss, and it's going to be 2nd and 18 here for Lincoln as they hand it off to Jamario Howard, who has a little running room, still on his feet.
I tell you, better hang on to him now. I tell you, he's hard. He's low to the ground anyway, so you got to make sure you get him down.
Yeah, Kason Lackey was sitting in the hole that time and hit Howard as he got to the line of scrimmage, but Howard stayed on his feet and rolled ahead and picked up about 2 more yards.
Well, and pretty nice defensive play by Munford there, and you feel like Lincoln's going to air it out here, try to pick up this first down. Or at least get in field goal range.
Yeah,
if they get down inside the 30, they're in range.
So here we go, 3rd down and long here for Zay Caldwell and the Lincoln offense. Caldwell's going to roll to his left. He's going to take off and run. He's got a lot of running room down the field. Great run there by Zay Caldwell on 3rd down. It looks like, yes, he did get the necessary yards for a first down. What a conversion there. You see the replay here.
Didn't get the number. I guess we'll get the number here of the Munford player. I mean, that's missed a tackle right there, and now he's off to the races with the speed that Caldwell has. Cameron Turner pushes him out of bounds there, but a nice play by Zay Caldwell.
And that was number 40, Kason Lackey, who missed the tackle that time. You always want to force that guy inside. There's always help coming. So here's Caldwell going to hand it off to Jamario Howard up the middle, who rumbles ahead, picks up about 3 yards. Solid run on first down.
Okay, that was Bell that ran the ball that time. That was Runya Bell there. He's a little taller, and Runya, nice run there, and did a good job.
So here's 2nd down, 2nd and 7 for the Lincoln offense. Caldwell flanked by Bell in the backfield. Hands it off. He keeps it himself. It's the read option. Cameron Turner did a good job of staying home that time. Still, Caldwell picked up good yardage to set him up with a very manageable 3rd and 4 or 5.
Again, fake to the right-hand side and pulls it down left, and he's so fast. It's just you better be ready, broken down, and ready to make that play.
Now, this is a situation if you're Lincoln, you can you don't know, Munford doesn't know if they're going to run or pass right here with 3rd and 4. You expect them to get Zay Caldwell out on the edge by himself. Bell motions over to the right side. It's going to be a keeper by Caldwell over to the right. And he picks up the first down. That play took a while to develop, but once Caldwell found the edge, he had just enough legs to get that first down.
Interestingly enough, I think he is just so fast that Munford felt like that they had the right angle, and he just pulled away, gets over there, first down yardage, 1st and goal from about the 8 or 9.
They didn't quite get it. They're actually going to measure. Not far to measure there. The ball on that sideline.
This angle here looked like he got it, but it is a pretty good angle, so I can't tell. They're stretching out. I think he's a little short.
He's short.
Yep.
4th down.
Looks like they're going for it. I don't see the kicking team coming out.
Well, it's one of those situations where if you go for it and you don't get it, Munford has to drive 95 yards on you.
Lincoln's been getting a good push, though, with the offensive line. You feel like they can pick up 3 inches or whatever it was.
Yeah, and we saw the 3rd and short earlier. They had out of the wishbone, they just had the keeper with Caldwell who just surged ahead and got just enough for that first down.
Wishbone again.
Here we go, 4th and short. Munford digs in on the defensive front. Caldwell calls his cadence and didn't get much of a push there. He didn't need much, but I think he did get it. Very close.
I think he did too, Ty, but it was
the immediate surge was
well defended there, but I think he probably got a little more than was needed.
Yeah, he got about a yard. Good push up front for Lincoln. First and goal for Lincoln on the 7-yard line. Here with a chance to go up by 2 scores early in this game here in the first quarter with 1 minute and 53 seconds to go. Man in motion. Caldwell's going to keep it himself off to the left. He's got a little bit of running room and reaches for the end zone. He fumbled the ball. That's a touchdown. You just have to break the plane.
Yeah, they said he'd broken the plane before the ball got away, so touchdown Lincoln.
Great run by Caldwell off to the right. He had a keeper. He brought the man in motion, the wide receiver, kept it to himself going off to the right. Great run.
Again, Munford had a defender there that just not able to make the stop. And here comes Austin Campbell, and just not able to make the stop. And Caldwell just a little too quick, breaks the plane. Touchdown Lincoln.
You see on the field, Lincoln is in the swinging gate right now. If they get what they like, they'll go for it. They're going to go for it. Yeah, not a whole lot of running room off to the right. Early on, it looked like they had a big advantage. They were gonna get a very good look. Munford hadn't shifted over.
I really think if that holder had kept the ball and gone under the end zone, he would have gotten a 2-point conversion. He slowed down and pitched, and the Munford defender came up there and made a big hit.
All right, and we're going to take a break. We'll be back on FNN Network after these words from our sponsors.
The Blitz is on. Save thousands during the Bill Stanford Automotive Full-Out Blitz in Talladega. We're smashing all sales records, and you save like never before on every Cadillac, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram on our lot. Score big as we close out all remaining 2014 inventory to make room for the 2015 models. All prices have been smashed. Hurry for best selection. It's the Full-Out Blitz at Bill Stanford Automotive, East Alabama's automotive superstore. On the web at billstanford.com.
And welcome back to Lincoln here at Keith Howard Memorial Stadium, where Lincoln has a 9-point advantage here in the first quarter with 1 minute and 36 seconds to go.
Ty, if you're Lincoln, you're happy with the start, and off to a 9-0 lead here, and really things are going their way and doing a good job.
Squib kick, who's picked up by QT Elston, who doesn't have a whole lot of help over here to his right, but gets the corner anyway. There's a flag going to come in. I guess it was a late hit out of bounds. I didn't think it was that much of a hit. It was just a bump.
I believe they called it on 22, if I can get that number. And I agree with you. Not a whole lot of a hit there, but QT Elston picks it up, and of course he's not the main return guy. Breaks it to the right and gets back to the 40.
We'll go to the field for this.
Personal foul on the kicking team. 15 yards into the rough. Down.
Well, if you're Munford, that's exactly what you needed here, down 9 points.
No doubt. That'll help get them in even better field position. But nice run back by QT Elston there.
So here comes Haney to the line of scrimmage with an odd formation to the right. Looks like quads. Now they're going to bring the 2 men in motion. That's QT Elston and Calvin Smith. Haney takes a snap, hands it off to Smith up the middle. Picks up a solid 3 yards on first down.
Munford done a lot of success running the ball so far. They've continued to try to move it inside the tackles there. And maybe they feel like that they're going to get it going here, but they've not thrown the ball very much tonight. And when they've thrown it, they haven't had much success. So
here's Haney on second down. C.J. Chapman coming up with the ball. He's going to step in the end zone for a touchdown. That was a trick play there for Munford. It kind of had us all confused up here. We didn't know what was really going on.
I saw this on a college game the other day where the other defender out there in the slot fell straight back. We'll see it here on the replay.
Watch QT Elston just fall down dead. There, they throw it up to C.J. Chapman, who goes up over 2 men. The 2 Lincoln defenders kind of moved up on the ball. C.J. had leverage, made the catch in the end zone for a Munford touchdown.
The defender there for Lincoln, I didn't get that number, jumped a little too soon. And C.J. Chapman comes down with it and walks in the end zone. So big play and interesting play there.
Very interesting. And here's Seth Thomas on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 58 seconds here to go in the first quarter, the score is Lincoln 9, Munford 7. You're watching the FNN Network.
Knowing what's going on in your house when you're away is difficult, but Alarm.com's video monitoring makes it simple. Say you're at work. With live streaming video from your house, you can see that the kids got home okay. Check in on your pets. And look in on your baby. Nice boat. You can even capture and download video to watch later, and get video alerts sent straight to your phone. Make sure your home is powered by Alarm.com and see what's happening from anywhere. Alarm.com, your home in your hands.
Call Systems by Design. Simply smart security.
Welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium here at Lincoln High School, where the score, as you see on your screen there, the score is 9-7. Munford trailing by 2, but they just answered back with a long pass play off a trick play. Haney to Chapman.
Well, and again, QT Elston falls out there, and I think that got some attention there.
Here's Thomas's kick's going to be returned by Howard, who gets up the middle and makes a man miss. He's still on his feet, and he's brought down at about the 33-yard line. Howard's a fun guy to watch return the ball.
I wonder how many Howard has returned all the way back this year. I'll bet you he's had some, because he's a heck of a runner.
He is that. And here's Lincoln with great field position here to start their drive at I believe that's the 33-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see. Now, I think Zay Caldwell and also really a lot of speed there by Bell. And so they've got some Lincoln's got some real weapons there.
Caldwell takes a snap. Kind of a broken play. He rolls to his left and is immediately met there by who is that? Number 4, Devin Strickland for Munford.
Strickland came in there and got him by the ankles and held on for dear life and got a little help there.
Well, the play looked a little broken in the backfield.
Yeah, I think if something was up with it to begin with, and but loss of about 5 there for Lincoln.
And here's Lincoln with a second and 15 here on their own 30-yard line. Caldwell's going to hand it off to Runyon up the Bell up the middle. Picks up a solid 4 or 5 yards on that play to set Lincoln up with third and about 9.
Bell is a taller back, really hits the ball, hits the line hard there, and Lincoln got a good push and had picked up about 6 yards there that time. Got it back to the original line of scrimmage.
And that'll be the last play of the first quarter. We'll take a break after these words from our sponsors. We'll be right back. This is the FNN Network.
We build things that work the way you wish they would. Like a front-end loader you can detach from your seat. Or a mower deck you just drive over and cut through knee-deep grass no problem. Yep, we thought the same thing you did. That's why we build them this way. That's how we run. Nothing runs like a deer.
Del Marsh is not telling you the truth. Fact is, Taylor Stewart opposes nearly all of Barack Obama's policies. So why is Del Marsh lying about Taylor Stewart? So Marsh can hide his record of cutting millions from our public schools and his failure to create jobs or reduce our sky-high unemployment rate. The bottom line, Taylor Stewart will be an independent senator who will do what Del Marsh hasn't done, create jobs and improve our schools.
Welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium here on the campus of Lincoln High School. It's 3rd and 10 for Zay Caldwell and the Lincoln Bears offense. He's going to roll to his right, looking downfield. Best has him and pulls him. Oh, he didn't quite get down. He's being chased by Drew Cooper. Reversed his field this time. He's got a lot of running room off to the left. And he picks up 11 yards for the first down. What a play.
Just athleticism there. I mean, I'm telling you, you're a lot better off if you're Munford if he throws the football, because he's most dangerous when he pulls it down and runs.
Well, and that time Jonathan Best was in his face and almost had him down, but he spun out of that and rolled to his left, found a lot of running room and green grass on that left side.
Got a timeout, Munford.
All right, there's a timeout, Munford. And we'll take a break after these words from our sponsors. We'll be right back. This is the FNN Network.
Mizell Heating and Air Conditioning has been serving the areas of Calhoun, Talladega, Cleburne, and Etowah County for over 14 years. Commercial, residential, central heat and air, ductwork, indoor air quality, we do it all. Voted Anniston Star's Reader's Choice in 2013. Be sure to ask about available rebates and tax credits. Mizell Heating and Air Conditioning, the name to know for your heating and air conditioning needs. Mizell.
Have you got the new car itch but don't want to take the plunge with a brand new car? How about getting the most car for the money at Avery Auto Sales? They have a large selection of cars with even some 2014s in the mix. And if you're worried about your credit, don't. They can help get you back on your credit feet with guaranteed approval. Check them out online at AveryAutoSales.net. Then when you see something you like, call them at 256-835-8897 for a test drive. Or just go by. Avery Auto Sales is located on Highway 78 East between Highway 78 and Snow Street in Oxford. That's Avery Auto Sales.
Ooh, look at those toys. Insurance must be expensive. Nah.
I bet he's got an Allstate agent. They can save you up to 30% more by bundling your policies.
Well, his dog's stupid.
Poodles are one of the world's smartest breeds. Bundle and save with an Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Call Alan Parnell at 256-831-8887 at the Parnell Insurance Agency on Snow Street in Oxford and in Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Welcome back to Lincoln, where you just missed an interception by Austin Campbell on the right sideline. Let's see if we can get it. Here's the replay. Zay Caldwell took the ball. He just threw it up. See if his man could run under it. Great job by Austin Stevens. You'll see here, comes up, makes the play, and comes down. 1st and 10 for Munford on about the 13-yard line.
That was Jamichael Baker there on the fly pattern for Lincoln, and just lots of speed there, and nice play by Campbell.
Munford shifts the formation over to the left. Brett Haney takes a snap, hands it off to Charles Smith, who can't find much running room on that right side. On 1st down for Munford. There's flags coming in. Looks like some extracurricular.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just I missed that.
Go down to the field. That's going to be an unsportsmanlike against Lincoln. See if we can get it. Nope.
Didn't see the numbers.
Here he is.
That's going to cost him about 15 yards.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Number 1 has been ejected.
And number 1 is out of the game for Lincoln. That's a huge loss, as Bell was their 1A and 1B running back with him and Jamario Howard.
And again, I didn't see the incident there at all, but
he had to have thrown a punch to be thrown out of the game like that.
I think it was
So all right, Munford has it 1st and 10 on their own 28-yard line, 27-yard line. Haney's flanked by Charles Smith in the backfield. Takes a snap, rolls to his right, looking for C.J. Chapman. He makes the catch. Excuse me, that's not C.J., that's James Jenkins. Made the catch for a solid pickup of 6.
James Jenkins on the out route out there, and Jenkins is coming back after an injury from last season. And but a nice pickup there for the Munford Lions, defended by Caldwell out there, and Caldwell does it on both sides of the ball.
All right, and Brett Haney coming to the line again here on second and 4. Haney's going to take the snap, throw a quick screen out to the right. There's James Jenkins, made a few guys miss. Let's see if we can go back to that play previously. Let's see if we can find number 1, Bell. He's off to the right. Looks to the left side of your screen. Yeah, you can't throw a punch after the play. You'll see the flags come raining in.
Yeah, it was with Haynes, 27 Haynes was the recipient out there.
First down for Munford. They hand it off to Charles Smith. He picks up 1, maybe 2 yards on the play. Brought down by number 65, John Tavius Johnson.
Johnson is a force there for Lincoln, and Munford not getting a whole lot of push on him.
Well, he's not a 4-star recruit for nothing.
No, I know he's a great player. Charles Smith back there in the backfield.
Haney calls his cadence. Takes the snap, rolls to his left. There he has QT Elson open on a corner route. I don't believe he caught it. He caught it, and then he dropped it as he got hit.
Yeah, he was. Nice defense by the Lincoln defender. We'll get that number here, but
you see, he caught the ball there, took 2 steps.
It, but then they knocked it away. Yep. I'm trying to get that number of the Lincoln defender. Good job.
Yeah, it was a very good play to bring that ball loose. It's going to bring up a 3rd and long here for Munford. Haney flanked in the backfield by Charles Smith. Chris Haynes in motion. Haney takes a snap, rolls to his right, looking downfield. And the pass almost intercepted. That was number 42 for Lincoln. Great play that time, number 42. Kendarian Collins. We'll see it on the replay here. Haney rolling to his right. He was looking for C.J. Chapman, who ran a wheel route. Excuse me, not a wheel route. That was James Jenkins anyway.
Yeah, that was James Jenkins on a curl out there, I think.
So great play by Lincoln to bring up the stop on 3rd down, and Munford's going to have to punt the ball away. Tell you a thing to watch here is C.J. Chapman takes about 3 steps every time he punts. Lincoln may think about coming after this one, but they're in a safe return right now. They've got their linebackers in. This is just a regular defense.
They're kind of loading up there a little bit. Fourth down and 8. Did we get a timeout?
Somebody called a timeout, I think. All right, we'll take a timeout too. You're listening to the FNN Network.
Being a doctor, I know the symptoms of a heart attack. To experience them yourself is something completely different. When I woke up with severe pain in my arms and chest, I hesitated. When the pain persisted, I chose RMC. Thanks to RMC's staff and Dr. Yamamura, my bypass surgery was a success. It's comforting to know we have quality doctors right here in Calhoun County. Regional Medical Center, advanced technology, advanced care.
All right, and welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium here on the campus of Lincoln High School, where it's 4th down and 4th and 8 for Munford. C.J. Chapman back to punt. Waiting for the officials to call the play back in. And here we go. Snap to Chapman. It's going to be a fake punt off to the right. He's got a little running room. Not quite enough, though. It's going to be first down for Lincoln. What a call there on 4th down.
Well, I think that's why they've got C.J. Chapman back there, is because of his speed, and he takes off and just almost, he got about 7 or 6 yards, but just not quite enough. Lincoln recovered well enough to get him out of bounds. He possibly could have turned up and tried to muscle for that.
Now you see the punt, direct snap to C.J. Chapman rolling to his right. Talk about the recovery of Lincoln's defense to run C.J. Chapman down.
Now that was number 4, Danny Bradford, that made the big play for Lincoln, getting him out of bounds over there.
Here's Zay Caldwell. Zay Caldwell takes a snap, hands it off to Jamario Howard, who picks up about 4 or 5 yards there on first down.
He felt like that face mask had been he'd been face masked there a little bit, but I think he just got his hand on it, didn't tug it, so the flag stayed in his pocket, I believe.
And that's one thing they have eliminated in the last couple of years, is the 5-yard face mask. I don't know if it was ever in high school football, but they did eliminate it from college. So here's Jamario Howard again, rolling, taking the handoff and going to his right. Makes a man miss. He's going down the sideline, and he's pulled out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Lincoln's wanting a late hit out of bounds. I don't know if they're going to get it this time.
I can tell you, Jamario Howard is a tough customer now, and he's as quick as he can be, and Munford will have to really tackle him to handle it.
Here you see it on the replay.
Pretty well blocked by the Lincoln blockers that got downfield. I see number 9 there, looks like Michael Baker, that made a good block there.
All right, and there's a timeout on the field. We're going to take one, too. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99 and then bring it in for free refills throughout the year. That's right, free popcorn for a full year. Your locally owned and operated Grub Mart, in business for over 72 years.
All right, and welcome back to Lincoln High School here at Keith Howard Memorial Stadium. Zay Caldwell back at quarterback again. Is going to hand it off to Jamario. He actually keeps it himself off the left side. Got a little runner room, still on his feet, and he's going to walk in for a touchdown. Great run by Jamario Howard.
Well, and Ty, you think he's just fast, but he's strong too. He broke about 3 tackles there, and we'll see the replay of it, I know. But just lots of speed.
You'll see it right here. Howard on the read option kept it and followed the man he was reading.
Now he looks a little like Nick Marshall of Auburn there.
Not quite as tall, but very quick.
But I'm telling you, he's a dangerous runner. Very dangerous runner.
Here you see Lincoln once again in the swinging gate formation. They're going to shift. Line up to kick this one. I don't believe they would have gone for it twice after their failed attempt the first time. There's the kick. It's up, and it is good. So, with 9 minutes to go here in the first half, Lincoln takes a 16-7 lead. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
When you go online, you need speed, and you won't get it from AT&T UVerse. Think fast. Think Cable One high-speed internet. Just $35 a month for 50 megs of blazing speed. It's the speed you need for the best streaming. So call 855-CABLE-1 now. Think value. Think super speed, reliability, and low price. This internet offer includes a 30-day money-back guarantee, no contract, and no bundling. So call 855-CABLE-1 now.
And welcome back to Lincoln High School, where we have a score of 16-7 here. Lincoln over Munford in the first half, as Lincoln just scored on a touchdown run by their quarterback. It's a very good run up the middle. Munford needs to respond right here. There's the kick, and that one's going to go through the end zone for a touchback.
Wow, what a leg.
That was a strong kick. You don't see that a whole lot in high school football.
No, you really don't. That was 8 yards deep in the end zone, and a really nice kick, and we'll start that one on the 20.
So, all right, here we go. Munford's going to take over 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. Really needing to get some points on the board now. You'd like to go into halftime not down at 1 score. 2 scores is doable, but it makes your job a lot easier in the second half if you're down 1 score.
Well, the Lincoln running attack has been the difference in this game so far.
It has,
yes. They really have run the football very well and moved it. Now, they've lost one of their number 1, and
there's Haney going to his right. He took a big hit that time. That was number 90 for the Bears. That's Sidney Fomby. So it's a gain of 3 on the play. Munford will set up with a 2nd and 7 here.
Sidney really put it to him on the inside there, and he's tough.
Haney looked like he was trying to cut it back, and Sidney wasn't having any of that. Haney once again in the shotgun. Takes a snap. He's going to keep it off to his left this time. Finds a little bit of running room. Skips back to the outside and is brought down. Probably lost about a yard or 2 on that play.
Yeah, he did. He sure did. And just well defended by Lincoln.
Now, sometimes you want to tell your quarterback, just get what you can and we'll live to play another down. Don't lose yards for us.
KJ Collins made the play there for Lincoln, and he's a linebacker there and runs the football really well.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and long, and we've seen so far tonight Lincoln has converted on several 3rd and longs. Let's see if Munford can do the same here. Calvin Smith goes in motion to the left. Haney takes a snap. Play action. He's looking for a wheel route. He's got Chris Haynes by himself down the sideline. Cuts back across the field, still on his feet. And he is brought down. He's still on his feet, still driving the pile. And there he goes, brought down inside Lincoln territory on about the 36, 37-yard line.
Ty Haynes on that wheel route down the sideline there, and Haney hit him in stride. Nice throw.
Great play design there by Coach Wagner in the Munford offense. 3rd down conversions, that's been the key so far. Kept Lincoln on the field those last 2 plays, or the last 2 drives, and this time it kept Munford on the field.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And broke a couple of tackles there, and good job, Munford on the move here.
1st and 10 for Munford. Haney in shotgun, flanked by Calvin Smith to his right. Haney's going to run the speed sweep to the right. Pitches to Calvin Smith, who eludes John Tavius Johnson and picks up 4 or 5 yards on the run. Good play on 1st down for the Munford offense.
Option there. Of course, we don't see Haney turn it up and run it very much, but he held it until the last minute, pitched to Calvin Smith, who turned it upfield. And that was defended out there. I'm trying to get that number. Looked like KJ Collins made the stop there for Lincoln.
Munford comes to the line of scrimmage here on 2nd down, 2nd and about 7. Here with Charles Smith this time in the backfield with Haney. Tristan Caldwell, tight end to his left. He's in blocking this time. Haney looks for Chapman, who makes the catch for a 1st down. Good play by C.J. Chapman to go up in there and make the catch.
Chapman got up in there and made a nice catch there. That was Justin Knight on the coverage for Lincoln with a nice tackle there, kept him from taking it any further.
There you'll see the replay. Haney rolling to his left, very patient, finding C.J. Chapman by himself. Then it actually looks like there's a penalty. They're going to bring it back.
Going backward must be a ineligible receiver downfield.
So, with that penalty, that's going to negate a 1st down, and Munford's going to have 2nd and about, it looks like 2nd and about 20.
Yeah, that was a nice play. You hate for that to happen, but penalties have been a factor in this game. Lincoln had a play call back earlier in the game that hurt.
They have, and an ineligible receiver being downfield is as bad as a holding penalty. It'll stop a drive just like that. So here we go. Let's see if Munford can convert here with 2 plays to get it. Haney back there. Throws the ball to James Jenkins on the far sideline, number 11, who comes up with the catch.
What I've noticed out here is these Lincoln defenders tackle so well. When they get to the receiver out there, Munford throwing it, trying to get a broken tackle and get on downfield, but they aren't missing any tackles. The first guy gets to him, makes a stop.
And, you know, you think tackling is an individual thing. Either you can do it or you can't. But coaches, you can coach that into a guy, how to tackle, how to get a guy on the ground.
Oh, no question about that. Technique and speed, just getting to the football, and they're doing a good job of that.
So here's a big third down for Munford here as they trail 16-7 here in this first half. Haney's looking for, there's the flag coming in. That was James Jenkins on the far sideline who was grabbed as he went up for the ball.
Yeah, I think they may get a defensive hold if I saw it correctly. Hopefully we'll see the replay on this one.
Yeah, and here's the replay. So he grabbed James Jenkins right there as he was going for the ball. I don't know if he would have gotten the first down had he caught it, but still, nevertheless, that's gonna set up Munford with good field position. Let's get the call from down on the field.
Pass interference. Defense. 15 yards from previous spot. First down.
So it was not a defensive holding. It was pass interference for Lincoln on number 11, James Jenkins. So 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line for Munford and Haney. Speed sweep to Chris Haynes, who turned it upfield and had a lot of running room there before being brought down by number 65, John Tavius Johnson.
Yeah, John Tavius is a big guy. Looked like he might have had that face mask, but there was no call, so I guess he didn't. But pickup of about 4.
So second and 6 here to go for Munford. Quick screen to the left, and C.J. Chapman was looking downfield before the ball got in his hands.
I was thinking Justin Knight for Lincoln might try to pick that one up, but it was forward pass and incomplete pass.
So quickly, Munford had that first down, and just like that, it's 3rd down already. 3rd and 5.
Yeah, it
3rd and 6,
doesn't take long. This Lincoln defense is pretty darn stingy, particularly down here inside in the red zone. They're not in the red zone yet, but they're close.
Haney in the backfield, Charles Smith to his left. You see Tristan Caldwell going in motion. Charles will join him on the right. Haney handed it off up the middle to Charles Smith, who didn't pick up a whole lot. I believe this may be 4-down territory here for Munford.
Well, it could be in field goal range too. The Munford kicker is good from here, I believe. I was watching before the game, so it'll be interesting to see.
It looks like they've got him brought in there. You don't usually see this. Munford's kicker, Seth Thomas, also plays guard for them. Here's the attempt from the middle of the field. This will be a
37-yarder.
37-yarder. Here's the snap. Well, there it is. Ball's down, and the kick looks to be short and well to the right. There's a flag roughing the kicker. Looks like that's going to be, they hit Seth Thomas. I wasn't watching that. I was only watching the ball.
Yeah, he's down. I'm not, and I didn't. I was watching the ball as well, Ty, but he's still down on the ground.
So with that, let's go down on the field to Sarah Hampton, who has some information for us.
This game has been a really great one. It's shaping up to be a great rivalry between these two teams. It's really exciting. It's a great atmosphere down here. Everybody's really loud, lots of energy. We've got the cheerleaders on the Lincoln side going to throw out some t-shirts. So you guys can follow us online, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram at FNN Network, at FNN Network. Thanks so much. Back to you, Ty.
Thanks, Sarah. And while we were on the field with you, there was Robert Howell told us what we all thought it was going to be, and that's roughing the kicker. It's going to set up Munford with 1st and goal inside the 10. See,
I didn't see. Here we go. Roughing. We're going to see it.
Yeah, even if the ball is away and you fall into the kicker, that's still a penalty. You've got to plan your leap to get out in front of him. Here we go. Haney first and goal on the 9-yard line. looking downfield, finds C.J. Chapman on a slant route, touchdown Munford.
Well, that didn't take very long. C.J. Chapman on the slant, and it looked like Haney hesitated there and pumped one time, and boy, there he was. Nice throw and catch, and he goes in standing.
Great job of Haney being patient. He was looking downfield into the back of the end zone. Usually when you see that, high school quarterback won't check down. That time Haney did.
Yeah, he certainly did.
So here's Seth Thomas, who was hurt earlier. Let's see if it affects his kicking on the extra point here. Bad snap. Seth Thomas still on his feet and is brought down. The extra point is going to be no good. Flags come in. Yeah, there's a little pushing and shoving going on.
Well, that shouldn't have. I'm not sure what happened, but it shouldn't have happened.
Here comes 2 more flags. I don't know if these officials have any more flags in their pockets.
Yeah, I think that's all they had. And Seth wound up with it and was and I'm not sure who did what, but I think the officials got a pretty good idea down there.
Well, the officials are down there meeting. It may be offsetting penalties. Yeah, let's see if we can run that back, see what happened here. The snap was on the ground. James Jenkins gave it to Seth Thomas. You see Seth falling over people. He falls down. I don't think the flags came in here. Now Seth was
I think he actually got pushed down there. Yeah.
Bit of an acting job. It looked like.
Well, it looked like there was one that pulled up and.
Yeah, the officials are still discussing on the field. You know, a lot of the times you'll have fans upset with officials slowing the game down like this, but it's always good for them to get together on a situation like this and figure out.
And when you're talking about some possible ejections here, I hope that's not the case.
All right. When he's ready, we'll go down to the field, and I think he is ready. We'll go down to Robert Howell and get the call from him. He's coming to this near sideline to talk with Coach Brad Wallace, discuss what's going on. And the other officials are talking to Coach Wagon on the far sideline, who's walking away right now. So it looks like Coach Wallace and Mr. Robert Howell have come to an agreement.
Well, at this point, what is the score now? It's 16-9?
16-13.
Yeah, 16-13 now. Okay. I didn't see it on the scoreboard there.
Multiple fouls after the play. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike on Lincoln. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike. Go back.
Offsetting penalties.
Stay right here, guys.
Yes, it will be offsetting penalties. So with that, you know, the offsetting penalties is one of those things where nobody's really punished for it. Well, there's another. Well, he made another personal foul against Lincoln. And then another against Munford. So those will cancel each other out.
Well.
So, all right, I think we've got it all sorted out. We had 4 personal fouls, all of which are offsetting, 2 on each side.
Nobody was ejected, I'm glad. And let's play football here, and 16-13, and this game's been everything we thought it would be, and let's keep playing.
All right, with 4 minutes to go, 4 minutes and 26 seconds to go before the half, Seth Thomas will kick off for Munford. Back deep, Jamario Howard looks to return it, and there's the kick. Howard, no, that's not Howard. Ball's brought up the middle. There's a huge hole, and then he's stuck that time. I didn't get the number on who hit him. That may have been Cameron Turner laid the lick.
Kyle, that was Justin Knight on the return for Lincoln, and he's got some speed, no question about that. Lincoln's return game, it looks like they're going to take it to the house every return.
Yeah, just about every time they get their
sir.
hands on the ball. It's almost a tradition here with the players they've had returning the ball over the last 10 years.
They sure have, and they've got them now too.
So here we go. Zay Caldwell and Jamario Howard bring the offense out on the field for 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line. Man in motion. It's a speed sweep to the right, excuse me. Makes a few men miss, gets downfield, and picks up a solid 8-yard gain on 1st down.
Well, that's how you want to answer the call if you're Lincoln here, and they're coming out with a nice 1st down play there, and speed sweep, and got turned around the corner there and upfield, and good play.
Caldwell in the backfield hands it off to Jamario Howard up the middle, who stopped abruptly by number 54, Greg Lawrence, who did a good job of holding his ground, getting off a block, and making a play.
Not a lot of push that time. Lincoln has pretty much controlled that line of scrimmage when they have the football, and didn't get a lot of push that trip. 3rd and the yard.
3rd and 1 here for Lincoln as they put trips to the top of the screen. Caldwell running by himself and falls down back for about a 6 or 7 yard loss. That time the men that were in trips into the top of your screen were in motion when Caldwell took the snap. I'm surprised there wasn't a flag there. But it'll bring up a 4th down in a punting situation here with 3 minutes to go.
Good penetration by number 14, Stevens, that forced Caldwell back deeper in the backfield. He slipped down. He was going to change direction.
Yeah,
he
you'll
slipped
see the
down.
replay here. Austin Stevens was running him down.
He puts on the brakes and loses his footing there.
So back deep for Munford is number 6, C.J. Chapman. There's a snap. It's a bit of a floater. Punt is away. High kick. C.J. Chapman calls for a fair catch, and the ball is on the ground. And it will be Lincoln football inside the 25-yard line. C.J. came up, and he felt like he didn't seem to touch it. The Munford defenders didn't jump on it. Let's see right here. You can't really tell from that angle. But the officials on the field are going to call it 1st down for Lincoln.
Lincoln in business there at the 26-yard line.
What a turn of events
You
here
know, it really takes a lot of discipline to come up there and focus and catch that football. And the Lincoln defender fairly close there, but he can hit you. You know, you're protected there, so you just got to come up there and stand in there and catch it.
So here's Zay Caldwell going to run a sweep to the right, and he's brought down in the back. The ball is on the ground, and Caldwell fell right back on it. Austin Stevens shot the gap that time and found Zay Caldwell in the backfield, knocked the ball loose, but Caldwell fell on it as the ball was coming out. You'll see it right here. Watch number 14, Austin Stevens.
Yeah, he comes through, and he got a little help from Lackey there, who knocked the ball loose. Caldwell comes up a little, limping there a little bit.
Yeah, he looks a little gimped right now. So this will set up it looks like Lincoln.
Penalties and turnovers have that was not a turnover, but fumbles there have really hurt both teams.
The play clock wasn't running there. I was kind of confused, but they blew it in just now. Caldwell still in at quarterback. Mario Howard in the backfield with him. Wing to the left. Twins to the left. Handoff is to Howard. He doesn't find a whole lot of running room. Brought down by number 14, Austin Stevens. Once again, that man's been all over the place tonight.
Munford's defense, I think they're bringing these linebackers a little bit now, and that's helping make contact in the Lincoln backfield.
Munford just checked Greg Lawrence out and brought in number 50, Savion Hill. Savion's a pass rusher, and it looks like Munford's expecting the pass right now, but if I'm Lincoln, I'm looking to get Caldwell out there by himself and take off.
Well, Caldwell's most dangerous when he pulls it down. No question about that.
So I think Lincoln's going to run this clock all the way down, and they're going to take a timeout. And we'll take a timeout, too. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors. You're watching the FNN Network.
Sheehaw Brewing Company is Anniston's own community pub in the historic FNN freight train station in downtown Anniston. You'll find an affordable menu with the local flavor of Anniston featuring fresh, locally sourced food. There's always local talent with live music and events for the entire family. Whether you're looking for a night out at the pub with friends, or to enjoy the game, or dinner out with the family on the back porch, check out Sheehaw Brewing Company. Call now and book a private football viewing party, or just pre-order your party snack pack for here or to go. Sheehaw Brewing Company in downtown Anniston.
All right, and welcome back to Lincoln High School here at Keith Howard Memorial Stadium, where Lincoln has a 16-13 advantage over Munford. Here right before halftime, there's 2 minutes to go before the half. Lincoln looking to strike again right before the half.
This is a huge play.
3rd and long. Caldwell hands it off up the middle. What a play call. Hands it off up the middle. Brought down. It looks like he may still be short of the first down. No, I think he has it.
It's going to be really close. It's going to be really close.
What a play call that time by Coach Brad Wallace to run the ball up the middle. Let's see if we can get there. There's the replay. Great blocking up front. That was number 2, Dante Rivers on the run. He hasn't been in the game yet, probably because of Bell being thrown out earlier. Rivers was called into action.
Dante Rivers really popped that one through, and nice run. Chains are moving. First down, Lincoln.
So, Zay Caldwell takes the snap, hands it off again to Rivers, who doesn't find a lot of running room this time, and is brought down for maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Strickland on the stop there for Munford that time.
That'll bring up 2nd and 11 here for the Golden Bear offense. The clock is still running. There's 1 minute and 15 seconds to go here before halftime.
I'm thinking I want Howard or Caldwell to carry the football this time if I'm Lincoln.
There goes Howard out of the backfield. They throw the ball to Howard. It skips. Incomplete pass. Had Howard caught that ball, he had a good bit of green in front of him.
Had a little pressure. I believe Lackey was pressuring Caldwell that time, made him throw it a little sooner than he wanted to, and not quite as accurate, but trying to hit him in the flat out there.
So for Lincoln, this will bring up a 3rd and 11. And if you are Lincoln, you understand right now you have a great field goal kicker. Don't do anything to turn the ball over. You're going to come out of here with points regardless. Just hang on to the football. Zay Caldwell flanked by Mario Howard. Flags down. I'm not sure if it was a false
movement inside.
False start against Lincoln. Back them up 5 more yards for a 3rd, set up a 3rd and about 17.
Again, the kicker's good and McLean is good from there, but you don't want to make it any harder on him. It'll be a 40-yard kick from right there.
So let's see if Munford does anything different this time. The last time it was 3rd and long, they sold out for the pass, and Lincoln ran it right up the middle and picked up the first down. Officials are trying to get the clock started back again. Robert Howell's down here talking with Coach Brad Wallace.
Is that the official tie? I didn't see.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Big play. Everybody's lined up. The backs are all still over here.
Everyone but Caldwell.
Yeah. Down to 17 seconds on the play clock, 16.
All right, Caldwell sends Mario Howard in motion. He's going to hand it off to Howard up the middle, who doesn't have a whole lot of running room. Still on his feet. The man just keeps moving his legs. And he's finally brought down after a gain of about 6. It looked like there was nothing going on up front.
These Lincoln backs, I'm telling you, you better make sure they're down. And again, just excellent running there. And they really good lick, hold on to him. Just don't get him down, though.
Got to hang on to him.
Yeah, got to.
Reminds you of a smaller version of Rod Green. If you follow Lincoln football, you know the name Rod Green, who was the starting fullback for Lincoln when they, as a 10th grader, when they had DJ Howard in the backfield.
Looks like it's field goal time from 35 yards away.
I think Lincoln's going to run this clock all the way down and take a timeout.
Yeah, which is what you want to do. Sometimes you want to leave enough on there it's fourth down. So
yep. There'll be 10 seconds on the clock.
Time on there.
They're going to take a timeout, and we are too right here before this field goal at halftime. You're watching the Friday Night Network. When we do halftime.
Oops, had a fender bender? Have them tow it or take it yourself to Wesley's Paint and Body. Baker Reynolds and his guys have been this area's go-to team for quality automotive body repair and paint work for years. All makes and models, foreign or domestic. They take them crashed and make them look like new. And with Wesley's larger new facility, including 2 full-size paint booths, they can get you fixed up fast. Always free estimates, best price on repair work, insurance claims welcomed, and service with a smile. That's Wesley's Paint and Body, Highway 78 East in Anniston.
Welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium, where Lincoln is attempting to kick an extra point right here before, or not a field goal here before halftime. There's 10 seconds to go.
Mason McLean is the kicker for Lincoln.
There's the snap. McLean kicks it. The ball has the leg, and it is no good. The ball looks like it went to the right. And there'll be 6 seconds to go before halftime. You think Munford may take a knee here?
Well, I would think so. They're very fortunate there, and ball just barely missed.
Yeah, it was wide a little right.
Yeah, yep.
Like we said, it had the leg, just wide right. So, and it does look like Munford is in the victory formation. Going to take a knee here right before the half. There's the snap, and Haney's going to take a knee, run the clock out, and both teams are going to go to halftime. It's been a great first half of football.
Ty really has, and I mean this is exactly what we expected. Without all the penalties and turnovers, we might have twice as many points. But
yeah, we might.
It's just been a real hard-fought game, and I expect the same thing in the second half. I don't see anything changing.
All right, and we'll join Sarah Hampton as she gets Coach Brad Wallace as he's going off the field. We'll let you know when they're ready down there. Let's see. Sarah, yes. And we'll throw it to Sarah, who has Coach Brad Wallace standing by.
Coach, what is your strategy to keep your lead during the second half of the game and win this ball game?
Well, we've got to go in and regroup ourselves and get ourselves ready for this second half. We're doing a little bit. We're not doing enough on the offensive line to keep our run game going. And our defense has got to come out and play sound ball in the second half to get a 3-and-out right at the beginning. But we're going to get it together, and our guys are playing hard, so we're going to keep that up.
Thanks so much, Coach. Back to you, Ty.
All right, thank you, Sarah. And heard Coach Wallace talking about they're playing hard.
There's no doubt about that. They're playing very hard. Both sides are, and this is a hard-fought game. And just about who can come out and make the fewest mistakes, because both teams made lots of mistakes in the first half.
Yeah, they'll you're exactly right. They'll probably win the game if they don't make any more mistakes. So with that, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more halftime festivities. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
Step into the offices of J. Britt Middlebrook CPA, where you'll find professional one-on-one service for business and individual clients. In this ever-changing tax and economic climate, you can count on receiving the expert advice you need. J. Britt Middlebrook works hard to provide every client what they need to meet all deadlines. Tax season will be here soon. For all your accounting service needs, call or stop by at 1913 Berry Street in Oxford. That's J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA.
Hi, I'm Curtis Skinner. Trust me, to win out here you have to have a team of experienced professionals behind you.
The same kind of professionals you'll need after an automobile accident, and that's what you'll find at Skinner's Body Shop in Oxford. At Skinner Body Shop, you always get free estimates, and our dad's crew can fix it like new. Everybody's seen Bull around with our rollback ready to handle all your towing needs. We work with all major insurance carriers, so the next time you
All right, enough of the details. Just come see my dad at Skinner Body Shop.
Big Daddy's Barbecue on Highway 21 is where Munford comes to eat. You'll always find delicious home cooking daily with fast, friendly service. Big Daddy's offers plates or sandwiches with all your favorite sides to choose from, specializing in wings, burgers, chicken, ribs, and barbecue. Open early, open late, 6 days a week. Come in with family or friends or call ahead and take it home. 256-358-9005. Big Daddy's Barbecue, proud supporters of the Munford Lions.
Welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium here on the campus of Lincoln High School. I'm joined in the booth by Hunter Graham, who I played against in one of these Munford and Lincoln games. Hunter was a long snapper and never lost to Munford. Is that right?
That's right. That's right.
So talk to us about what it's like to come back after you graduate. You know, you went to Troy and snapped down there, but coming back as an alum to watch Lincoln take on Munford.
It's great to be home. It's good to see a good crowd out here. It's always a good day to be a Golden Bear.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, in the 4 years that you were at Lincoln, you never once lost to Munford. You were part of that 8-0 stretch that Lincoln had over Munford with Coach Howard.
Right.
So with that, your senior year when y'all came to Munford, y'all were undefeated.
Correct.
Munford, I don't know if you remember Brandon Moore.
Sure did.
He had been ruled ineligible for Munford. He had transferred from Lincoln, and he was ruled ineligible, like I said. Munford had nothing to play for but to beat Lincoln. And at halftime of that game, nobody gave Munford a chance. Munford was up, I think, 21-6. And then Lincoln came back and beat Munford 22-21.
Yep.
That was talk about that game, what it was like to play at the Punch Bowl there at Munford or
Jonathan George, Tiger Williams, T.J. Hoyt. They're all really good guys. Yeah. Some of them went on to play college football.
Well, and talk about a school like Lincoln to have 4 guys like that go sign Division I letters of intent to go play.
It's great. We're such a small school, and for those good athletes to be on one football team, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, yep. Well, I remember that night when y'all came to our place and beat us. You know, we attempted a field goal as time expired. I was a long snapper for Munford that year, and I was the long snapper. My brother was the holder, and Anthony Bull Tisdale was the kicker. Missed it wide left. 2 years later, we come up here to Lincoln, our senior year, same group. I was the snapper, Wayne was the holder, and Tisdale was the kicker. Made one right down here on the 2-yard line to beat Lincoln, and it was really a bit of redemption for us. I know you weren't playing in that game, but that was the first time I experienced a win over Lincoln, and it was really something special. So, but anyway, we're going to take a break here. We'll be back with some more halftime festivities. You're listening to the FNN Network.
Yes, Mommy's coming over again. Thank you for introducing us. Of course I love him. And he's never late. I'm just so happy. He always seems to know the right thing to do. It's not easy to find someone like that. Yes, I'm going to show him the shower. You're so bad. Oh, gotta go. Bye.
For any residential or commercial plumbing needs, call Ted's Plumbing in Anniston, serving Calhoun and surrounding counties since 1985.
Forsyth Builders are passionate about what they do. A full-service contracting firm, Forsyth handles a variety of jobs, including industrial, commercial, renovations, and new construction. Forsyth has become a leader in construction management and has constructed or made additions on a number of area businesses like Noble Bank and ABS Business Systems, additions to Anniston's Country Club and FNN Bank.
Remember to make Forsyth Building Company your first choice for quality construction.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? What if you didn't know that you might need extra coverage for more expensive items? And what if you didn't know that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to get into an accident? So, the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
When you're in need of septic tank installation, repair, pumping, or service, both commercial and residential, the first call you make is to On-Site Solutions. They're also one of the only companies in Calhoun County that can handle all your restaurant grease from pickup to disposal. On-Site Solutions offers excellent service for a reasonable price, both before and after your septic system is installed. Call Jason Lively today at 256-310-2801 and let On-Site Solutions help solve your septic system needs. Mention where you heard this ad and receive a discount.
Welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium here on the campus of Lincoln High School. Hunter, after playing at Lincoln, you went on and long snapped at Troy. Tell us about some of the places you played and what it was like playing college football.
Okay, well, I started off just my freshman year. I was redshirted, of course. We had 2 really good snappers. And then the year after that, we had one of our snappers. He was ineligible, which worked in my favor. Then I traveled as the backup. My buddy Wes Henry was the starting long snapper that year, and we traveled to some great places over the years. A lot of SEC schools, Big 12, Oklahoma State, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Tennessee, South Carolina.
Tell us about when you snapped at Tennessee, what it was like snapping there at Neyland Stadium in front of all those people.
I mean, when I walked in that stadium and I look up, I'm like, wow, there's been a lot of great people play at this stadium, and it's such a big place and a great venue to watch college football. I've never experienced anything like that. Troy Stadium's around 45,000 people, and Neyland's around 108.
Well, and which for a school the size of Troy, that's a big stadium. Movie Gallery, is it still Movie Gallery Stadium?
Larry Blakeney Field at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Okay. Yeah, that's still a big field for Troy. To play at, but playing at Neyland Stadium, I'm being a long snapper myself. It's one of those deals you look through your legs, and sometimes that guy, all you see is the stands up there, like you told me in the break. So it's a lot of fun getting to travel to those places. So here the score is 16-13 here at halftime. We're going to take another break. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors. You're listening to the Friday Night Network.
Del Marsh is not telling you the truth. Fact is, Taylor Stewart opposes nearly all of Barack Obama's policies. So why is Del Marsh lying about Taylor Stewart? So Marsh can hide his record of cutting millions from our public schools and his failure to create jobs or reduce our sky-high unemployment rate. The bottom line, Taylor Stewart will be an independent senator who will do what Del Marsh hasn't done, create jobs and improve our schools.
Mizell Heating and Air Conditioning has been serving the areas of Calhoun, Talladega, Cleburne, and Etowah County for over 14 years. Commercial, residential, central heat and air, ductwork, indoor air quality, we do it all. Voted Anniston Star's Reader's Choice in 2013. Be sure to ask about available rebates and tax credits. Mizell Heating and Air Conditioning, the name to know for your heating and air conditioning needs. Mizell.
The Blitz is on. Save thousands during the Bill Stanford Automotive Full-Out Blitz in Talladega. We're smashing all sales records, and you save like never before on every Cadillac, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram on our lot. Score big as we close out all remaining 2014 inventory to make room for the 2015 models. All prices have been smashed. Hurry for best selection. It's the Full-Out Blitz at Bill Stanford Automotive, East Alabama's Automotive Superstore. On the web at billstanford.com.
Most security system sensors only work on doors and windows. But with Alarm.com, keeping tabs on everything is simple. You can put a sensor on, say, your desk drawer, your kid's video game cabinet, or the fridge with the last piece of cheesecake. If anyone trips a sensor, Alarm.com sends you an alert. Make sure your home is powered by Alarm.com and keep tabs on your house wherever you are. Alarm.com, your home in your hands.
For sales, service, and installation, call Systems by Design. Simply smart security.
We build things that work the way you wish they would. Like a front-end loader you can detach from your seat. Or a mower deck you just drive over. And cut through knee-deep grass no problem. Yep. We thought the same thing you did. That's why we build them this way. That's how we run. Nothing runs like a deer.
All right, and welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium here at Lincoln. Let's go to the field and listen to the Lincoln Golden Bear Marching Band.
What is your plan for this game, for the rest of this game, your scheme to pull ahead and keep the lead?
Well, we're going to try to eliminate some mistakes offensively. We've made a lot of mistakes offensively. We've already got a turnover this game. So we're going to try to eliminate mistakes, execute better, and hopefully protect the football. And defensively, we hope to eliminate the big plays and keep fighting and see if we can stay in it till the end.
Okay, thanks so much, Coach.
Sorry about that. Sarah, that was Coach Wagner of Munford. And Alan, it's been a close game so far. It's been a little chippy out there at times.
It has, and you hate to see that, but I mean, both teams want to win so bad, and these are two pretty evenly matched teams, and both of them, are still very much in this football game to win it, and the team who wants it the most going to win it, Ty.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, all right, we'll take one more break before we come back to the second half action here from Keith Howard Memorial Stadium. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
Have you got the new car itch but don't want to take the plunge with a brand new car? How about getting the most car for the money at Avery Auto Sales? They have a large selection of cars with even some 2014s in the mix. And if you're worried about your credit, don't. They can help get you back on your credit feet with guaranteed approval. Check them out online at AveryAutosales.net. Then when you see something you like, call them at 256-835-8897 for a test drive. Or just go by. Avery Auto Sales is located on Highway 78 East between Highway 78 and Snow Street in Oxford. That's Avery Auto Sales.
Ooh, look at those toys.
Insurance must be expensive.
Nah.
I bet he's got an Allstate agent. They can save you up to 30% more by bundling your policies. Well, his dog's stupid. Poodles are one of the world's smartest breeds. Bundle and save with an Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Call Alan Parnell at 256-831-8887 at the Parnell Insurance Agency on Snow Street in Oxford and in Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Being a doctor, I know the symptoms of a heart attack. To experience them yourself is something completely different. When I woke up with severe pain in my arms and chest, I hesitated. When the pain persisted, I chose RMC. Thanks to RMC's staff and Dr. Yamamura, my bypass surgery was a success. It's comforting to know we have quality doctors right here in Calhoun County. Regional Medical Center, advanced technology, advanced care.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99 and then bring it in for free refills throughout the year. That's right, free popcorn for a full year. Your locally owned and operated Grub Mart, in business for over 72 years.
When you go online, you need speed, and you won't get it from AT&T Uverse.
Welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium, where second half action is soon to be underway. Before that happens, let's get our Grub Mart starting lineups right here. First, you see the Munford defense on the field, and number 14, Austin Stevens, who's been leading the whole area in tackles per game.
Yeah, he's a great one. He's always around the football, makes 10, 15 tackles a game, and don't be surprised if he doesn't just, wind up with a lot of them tonight. He's made some big plays.
All right, and then the offense. Let's get that on the board. And you'll see right there C.J. Chapman, who's had a heck of a game tonight so far.
Well, C.J. Chapman comes up big for Munford always, and made a real good reception and carried in for the score. Munford's first touchdown there.
All right, and then for the Lincoln defense, right there you see Munford has had a hard time running at John Tavius Johnson tonight. He's been a good player. And let's see if we can get the Lincoln offense on the field, and Jamario Howard and Zay Caldwell.
Yeah, Caldwell, of course, is just a heck of a player, and Jamario Howard. You know, you got to really hang on to them. We've seen several times that Munford would have them stopped, and they'd not down on the ground. They'd break out and keep going. So they've been really effective in the game tonight. A lot of yards.
And tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by your neighborhood Grub Mart. Grub Mart, where Jeff Ellison, my usual partner, said he got his best boiled peanuts he's ever had in his life at Grub Mart. So we have a few scores on the board right now. The one that's most shocking right now, Oxford is up 14-7 over Vestavia.
Well, that's surprising. And Vestavia, 7A school, and now they're 2-2 right now. And I think they're actually down 14-7.
Oh, okay, so Anderson Stars had it wrong.
Postgame could go either way, though, no question about that. Jacksonville up 22-0 right now.
Yeah.
And Childersburg, Sylacauga, looks like Childersburg hit Sylacauga 21-14.
All right, so we'll go to action on the field. Here's McLean with a kickoff to start the second half. Line drive kickoff to C.J. Chapman, who's going to bring it up to the right sideline. Munford has a wall set up over there. If he can get to it, he may have a little running room. He does get to it, and he gets through to the second line. He stepped out of bounds. C.J. looked like he had a little bit of running room over there on that far right sideline.
Looked like he did. He never got it in fourth gear, though. Looked like he was in third gear most of the time there. And some kind of wall that was set up, but defended pretty well by Lincoln there. You know, they always say, Ty, the last series before the half and the first series of the third quarter, very important. So let's see what happens here.
Well, and anytime you can get field position outside the 20-yard line, you have, it's a good starting field position for your drive, and Munford has it right now. With Haney back there at shotgun, flanked by both the Smiths. Hands it off to Calvin Smith up the middle, who cuts it back. Had a little bit of a lane that you could see open up there, but fell down after picking up about 4 yards on the run.
Trying to get the number of that Lincoln player that made that stop, and it's 42, who's been on lots and lots of tackles, KJ Collins, and he's a mighty good one.
So that'll set up 2nd and 7 for Munford here on their opening drive of the second half. Brett Haney once again flanked by Calvin and Charles Smith. Calvin to the left, Charles to the right. Haney's going to drop back. He throws to Chris Haynes, who makes a great catch on the far sideline. A little bit of an awkward angle there. He had to catch the ball. Set him up with about a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a little short there. And that's Zay Caldwell on the stop out there. And the defender has done a good job all night long. 3rd and a yard.
Munford getting the play from the sideline. Here they come. They've got his 3rd, and it's less than a yard. It's about a foot to pick up the first down. This is a huge 3rd down play here on the opening drive of the third quarter. And he takes a snap, hands it off to Charles Smith, who goes ahead, dragging him in as he goes down the field, and he's finally brought down right at the 50-yard line. Great run for Charles Smith.
Charles Smith gets the first down there. That was Justin Knight on the stop for Lincoln, and had a little help there from looked like Quinn Carmichael, and nice play. Charles Smith, a lot of speed. He's kind of strong, and most of his running is inside.
There goes Charles in motion to the left. He pumps. They're looking downfield for C.J. Chapman, who gets his head turned the wrong way. Ball is overthrown, incomplete. The Lincoln safeties had that read all the way.
Yeah, there was good coverage by Lincoln on that particular play. And threw the ball into coverage. Fortunately, didn't get that one intercepted.
And that was number 6, Devontae Whiteside on the play. He made a great play to get the ball. The ball was overthrown, but if the ball had been there, he wouldn't have been able to make the play. You'll see it on the replay right now. Let's see if we're having
don't know if we're going to get this
technical difficulties on this one.
Yep.
Back to live action on the field. You see Tristan Caldwell in motion, shifting over to the right. Haney calling a cadence, takes a snap, rolls to his right, looking for C.J. Chapman. Finds Chapman, who makes the catch and steps out of bounds after an 8-yard pickup on first down, setting him up. A 7-yard pickup. This will be about 3rd and 7, sorry.
Looks like they're giving Caldwell a little room over there on that side. The defender on that side, didn't get that number. So
that's Zay Caldwell.
Was it
the defender?
Caldwell, I was thinking it was number 4.
Caldwell, I feel like not wanting to get beat over the top. He'll give that up underneath. Right. He doesn't want to get beat over the top by Chapman. You see twins to the bottom of your screen. Hand off to Charles Smith up the middle, who doesn't find a whole lot of runner and may have actually lost a yard on that play.
Yeah, I think he did. That's going to bring up a 4th down think he actually lost a half yard, so 4th and about 3.5 maybe.
We'll see what Munford does here.
4th and 4.
And Smith's helmet came off. He's going to have to check out for a play. And it looks like Munford's going to bring the punting unit on.
Just not getting a lot of push for our running game, for Munford's running game there at all. And, you know, of course, the Lincoln defensive front's really big and strong, and that's got a lot to do with it. They're good tacklers as well.
So, 4th down. C.J. Chapman is back deep to kick. Deep to return for Lincoln is number 10, Zay Caldwell. You don't usually see your quarterback back there returning kicks, or your receiver back there punting for that matter. So Chapman looks like he's going to run, and then he gets the ball off. Ball rolls and gets down on about the 16-yard line. So that looked like it was going to be a fake punt for a little while.
He almost waited too long to kick it, to be honest with you. I thought he was going to get that one blocked. So I'd advise kicking that one a step earlier.
But with that, Lincoln will set up shop on their own 16-yard line. Yes, that is the 16-yard line.
Mario Howard looks like he might have a hamstring pull or a cramp. Coming off field there. He's come over there and try to walk that one off. Looks like it might be a cramp.
And Dante Rivers will check in at tailback with Mario Howard on the sidelines. Zay Caldwell calling his cadence, takes a snap, hands it off to Rivers up the middle, who surges ahead, picks up a few yards. Looked like he had a little bit of run room, but couldn't quite get the ball rolling downfield.
Yeah, that one defended a little bit better for that particular time. What did he get, about 2?
Yes, he did get 2. He's going to set up second and 8.
Again, I think we're going to see a lot of Caldwell. The run pass, the pass first, pull it down and run, or he may throw it. He's got a good arm.
Here's a man in motion. Caldwell throws a screen pass out to his right. Yeah, they got him down. They made sure that number 9 for Lincoln, that's Jamichael Baker. They made sure that Baker was on the ground that time. We've seen so many times that they've been. It looks like they're down, but they get up and continue to run.
Goins read that play very well. Came up and made the stop. Here we go. We're gonna get a look at it, and yeah, can't see too much on that one, but got finished off by Austin Campbell.
So Caldwell takes a snap on 3rd down, rolling to his right, and he is brought down. The ball was thrown out and looks like it was loose on the field, and number 16, Avery Harris, they're going to call it an incomplete pass in the backfield. That ball looked like it was shot out of there.
I think that's a forward pass. Now I see a flag on the field, and don't know if they roughed him or not. May have.
Intentional grounding against Lincoln.
Grounding, okay.
So with that, that's a loss of down.
Ty, there's a time it's just best to go ahead and eat the loss, and that was a big loss. But this is going loss of down here, and they'll be kicking from out of their end zone. This is where those long snappers are really important.
Let's go to the field and get the call.
On the offense, half the distance to the goal, loss of down, 4th.
All right, and there you hear it from the white hat tonight, Robert Howell. C.J. Chapman sets up with his heels on about the Lincoln 46-45-yard line, let's call it.
Mason McLean, the kicker here, Ty. The punter, he also is the kicker.
It was a good spiral punt, great punt for McLean that time. Chapman has to back up, makes one man miss, still on his feet. Down on this left sideline, barrels ahead and gets back to where he originally lined up on the 45-yard line, setting up Munford with great field position in Lincoln territory.
C.J. Chapman almost, first of all, did the important thing, catch the football, but he almost slipped down, but had a pretty good return there, about 15 yards, got it back to about the 45-yard line. Those Lincoln guys tackle well.
They do tackle well. And C.J. Chapman, when he caught the ball, didn't run real hard to begin with. He got around that first guy and then took off, but you thought for a second that Lincoln was going to close and get him for a big loss from where he originally caught the ball. So here comes the Munford offense on the field. Brett Haney in it, again at quarterback, flanked by Charles and Calvin Smith. Calvin to the bottom of the screen, Charles to the top. There's a whistle blown.
Not sure what the call is. Or is it a timeout? We've got timeout. I believe Munford.
That's what it is. Timeout, Munford. And
Yep.
we'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
Sheehaw Brewing Company is Anniston's own community pub in the historic FNN freight train station in downtown Anniston. You'll find an affordable menu with the local flavor of Anniston featuring fresh, locally sourced food. There's always local talent with live music and events for the entire family. Whether you're looking for a night out at the pub with friends or to enjoy the game or dinner out with the family on the back porch, check out Sheehaw Brewing Company. Call now and book a private football viewing party or just pre-order your party snack pack for here or to go. Sheehaw Brewing Company in downtown Anniston.
All right, and welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium, where Munford's going to start their possession in Lincoln territory on the 45-yard line. Haney in at quarterback. Takes a snap, hands off to Charles Smith on almost a little bit of a crossbuck play. Gets through to the second level to pick up 5 solid yards on first down.
Inside handoff there. We'll may see the replay here, and off the guard there, and Munford got a pretty good push. So they're running right there at the big guy there, John Tavius Johnson. And
here's the replay.
Here we go.
Now you saw Calvin Smith with a good block to the right side. It's almost a crossbuck look. You see Calvin runs in front, picks up a block. Charles follows him underneath. 2nd and 5 here for Munford on the 45-yard line of Lincoln. Haney takes a snap, hands off to Calvin Smith, who runs a bit of a counter, gets to the outside to the second level, and picks up a first down after a gain of 6 there for Munford.
Calvin Smith been a real dependable back for Munford for a number of years now, and picked up about 6 tough yards. That's a big first down for Munford, and starting to get it. Here we go. Here's the replay. The handoff, and he turned it inside there. Chris Haynes got a block there on the Lincoln cornerback. Looks like Lincoln is changing out their defensive linemen pretty regularly, and linebackers as well.
Trying to keep those guys fresh.
Yep.
So here's Brett Haney once again on first down. He's going to hand it off to Calvin Smith again, who gets running room upfield and picks up as close to 4 yards. It's about 3.5. So let's call it a second and 7.
I believe that was Danny Bradford on the stop there for Lincoln, and again, good tackle.
Calvin, it looked like had he been able to cut back, had a lot of running room, but credit the Lincoln defense of getting hands on him and pulling him down. So here's 2nd and 7 for Munford as they drive into Lincoln territory. Haney's back, he's looking, he finds Chris Haynes on the far sideline. I believe that was Haynes. Yes, it was. Haynes.
Ran the out route for looks like about 7-8 yards. And well, take that back for about like 4 or 5 yards, I guess. And so we'll bring up about 3rd and about 3 or 4.
And you got to think right here for Munford, is it 4 down territory?
Well, I think probably they are, because don't think they would kick a field goal from here. Certainly wouldn't punt. So if 4th down does come up, I think you'll see them go for it.
So once again, twins to the left for Haney. Haney takes a snap, keeps it himself to the right side. He's got a little running room, and he picked up what looks like it's going to be very close play here.
It is going to be close. They may have to measure that one.
Mr. Howell may bring, they're going to bring in a measurement. Either way, I feel like
Munford's on that side over there, so they won't have to look. But I think they'll go for it if they need to.
That's one thing we haven't seen out of. We've seen it twice out of Lincoln as the wishbone in the goal line formation. Yep. We haven't seen what Munford does when they get down in short yardage situations. Yes, and they are short.
3 or 4 inches here. Get the line up here and see who can push the hardest.
Right, and it looks like Munford doesn't look like they've changed their personnel a whole lot for this 4th down try.
The advantage offense always have is they know the snap count, and if they really explode off the football, offense should have an advantage in order to pick that up, but we'll see.
And here they are. This is in the backfield this time is number 32, Calvin Smith, who's going to take the direct snap. There's two wing backs to the left. No, there's Brett Haney under center.
Haney right under center there.
Haney still on his feet.
How about that?
Going up the right sideline, and he is going to go in for a touchdown. Haney, you don't usually see that on a quarterback sneak come out of there.
You know, the Lincoln defensive lineman on that side got a tremendous push, 77, pushed him back there, and Haney was about to lose a yard or two, but he didn't go down. And he pulled it down and was able to turn up the right sideline over there for the score. And great play by Haney. And
it looked like he was almost stopped, and he decided to take a step back, and everybody was wedged in there, and he found a lot of running room off to the left and cut it back to the right.
Stopped, no question about it.
Very good run. Seth Thomas on to attempt the extra point. This would give Munford a 20-16 advantage if he makes it. There's the snap. The kick, and it's missed. Hit the upright.
Well, I think it was
he
good.
got it. Okay.
Sometimes you just live right. He hit that upright, and it went through on the other end, the other side over there. But
all right, and we'll take a break. We'll be back here at Keith Howard Memorial Stadium after these words from our sponsors. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
Oops, had a fender bender? Have them tow it or take it yourself to Wesley's Paint and Body. Baker Reynolds and his guys have been this area's go-to team for quality automotive body repair and paint work for years. All makes and models, foreign or domestic. They take them crashed and make them look like new. And with Wesley's larger new facility, including 2 full-size paint booths, they can get you fixed up fast. Always free estimates, best price on repair work, insurance claims welcomed, and service with a smile. That's Wesley's Paint and Body, Highway 78 East in Anniston.
And welcome back to Lincoln High School, Keith Howard Memorial Stadium, as Munford capped off a 8-play drive, I believe. It was an 8-play drive. On 4th down, Brett Haney took the quarterback sneak and bounced it out to the left, cut back to the right, scored a touchdown. Munford now has a 20-16 advantage with 4 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the third quarter. Seth Thomas's kick's a bit of a burner. It gets by the return man for Lincoln, who falls down at about the 6-yard line. Tell you that you don't usually see that where the defender the return man just falls down. There's flags all over the field right now. I didn't see that myself. Around the 40-yard line, there's about 4 flags laying there. We're going to take some time and get this sorted out.
I didn't see that. I was looking at the return guy there. So maybe we can get a replay of that where we can see it. It was something there around the 35-yard line, 40-yard line.
Let's go down on the field.
Personal foul against Lincoln.
All right, Robert Howell with the call there. Personal foul against Lincoln. Lincoln already had terrible field position, but this half the distance to the goal is going to make it even worse.
The 3 or 3.5 yard line.
So we don't have it on our replays. We can't show it to you what was going on down there, but obviously it was a personal foul. And we saw that in the first half of the game, getting a little bit chippy for both sides here. But let's hope that both teams can settle down and just play ball. So here we go. Zay Caldwell in the backfield. Takes a snap, hands it off up the middle. That's Rivers. Rivers still on his feet. Rivers will have forward progress at about the 5 or 6 yard line. Munford thought there should be a safety that you could hear the fans over there.
That's not. He forward progress for about the 5 or 6, I think.
So a good run on first down to get out of the own shadow of your end zone. I mean, anytime your quarterback's lining up in the end zone, you need to get a little bit of breathing room.
You're right. You just want to get it out here so you got a little room to manage here.
So here we go. 2nd and 6 for Zay Caldwell in this Lincoln Golden Bear offense. Ball's on the ground. Caldwell's rolling to his left, finds a little running room, and is brought down abruptly on that far sideline by Cameron Turner, who made a great play. It looked like Caldwell had some running room.
Excellent tackle by Turner over there, because normally when Caldwell has that much room, one guy's not going to get him.
So 3rd down for Lincoln as they're looking to continue this drive. Get out of the own shadow of your end zone.
He still picked up about 2 yards, 2 positive yards. This is a big play here.
Big play. So if you're Lincoln, you'd hate to give the ball back to Munford right now with the way their offense drove down the field and scored on that 4th down quarterback sneak earlier. Ball is kept This time by Howard, who's turned back inside and is brought down for a loss of about 2 on the play. That was Jonathan Best at the bottom of that pile, number 12 for Munford.
Well, this is a real critical punt here. Of course, you got to get the snap first. Ty, you're an old long snapper. You know how important this is.
Well, anytime you're snapping out of, you're trying to punt the ball out of your own end zone, you can't, nothing can falter because there's such a small room for error when you're down here. Lincoln hasn't had any trouble with the snap so far tonight. I don't look for that to change. There's the snap. McLean gets the ball off. High kick. C.J. Chapman with room to return, backing up, drops the ball, and gets back on it at about their own 27, 28-yard line. What a punt by
Mason McLean really hit that one. It was a bomb and really high, and C.J. Chapman back there trying to, and he actually misjudged it a little bit because it was so long and far. And
so that ball was on about the 6-yard line. Yeah, C.J. Chapman's down on the field with a cramp right now. His teammates are trying to stretch him out.
Let me assure you, when that ball got away from him, there was some cramping going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of cramping going on. That was about a 10, 20, 30, 40. That was a 52-yard punt. Very impressive there.
I'm not surprised. McLean is a heck of a kicker. He'll be kicking at the next level next year.
Yeah, you'll be hard-pressed to find many college punters that can punt it 52 yards on average. But they're still dealing with C.J. Chapman on the field. Coach Wagner doesn't seem too worried. He's going to leave Austin Campbell to stretch that cramp out.
As you get a little later into the season, we're mid-season right now. And,
all right, we're going to take a break here while they're getting CJF off the field and ready to play. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
Have you got the new car itch but don't want to take the plunge with a brand new car? How about getting the most car for the money at Avery Auto Sales? They have a large selection of cars with even some 2014s in the mix. And if you're worried about your credit, don't. They can help get you back on your credit feet with guaranteed approval. Check them out online at AveryAutoSales.net. Then when you see something you like, call them at 256-835-8897 for a test drive. Or just go by. Avery Auto Sales is located on Highway 78 East between Highway 78 and Snow Street in Oxford. That's Avery Auto Sales.
Welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium on the campus of Lincoln High School. After that 52-yard McLean punt, Munford's going to take over on their own 27, let's call it 28-yard line. Haney in the shotgun, brings Chris Haynes in motion. Toss sweep to him. He finds a corner, gets back to the outside, and falls down after picking up about 7 yards on the play. He ran for about 28 yards to get that.
Nice run by Haynes there. Justin Knight on the stop there for Lincoln. Justin Knight been around the football a lot tonight, made a lot of tackles.
So that'll set up Munford. It wasn't an 8-yard run, it was a 6-yard run. From our angle up here, it's hard to tell sometimes. But a very manageable second down for Munford here as Brett Haney comes to the line, once again flanked by Calvin Smith. Tristan Caldwell comes in motion to tight end on the left. Hands it off to Calvin Smith, who has a counter play. Gets upfield and falls down after possibly getting back to the line of scrimmage there. It may have picked up a yard. Not much run room inside that time.
3rd and 2 or 3 yards. The Lincoln defensive front, really big. We said that over and over, but they are. And I also see a lineman there, number 90, trying to get that name for Lincoln. He's been around the football quite a lot.
Yes, that's number 90, Sidney Fomby.
Sidney Fomby's been around the ball.
Haney's going to take the snap on 3rd down. He's going to pitch to Calvin Smith. Barrels ahead. I don't think he got the first down that time, but very close, it seems. So they move that stick ever so close.
Big collision over there, Ty. I don't think this game's not serious when you see that one, if we see a replay on that one.
And it's going to be a first down.
Wow, how about that?
I didn't think, when he went on the ground, I didn't think Calvin had the necessary yardage, but it appears that he did, judging by the spot. So Munford's drive will continue here as they have 1st down and 10 on their own 37-yard line.
Well, nice option there. And
38-yard line, excuse me.
And again, Haney pitches it just the right time. He doesn't keep it very often, but he holds it until just the right time, pitches it out there, and picks up 1st down.
Haney takes a snap, looks right. The ball's tipped in the air. Sometimes you'll see those tip passes intercepted. That was Lincoln almost had a man get underneath that.
Ty trying to hit number 11 out there, James Jenkins, and the ball got tipped, and they're lucky that didn't get intercepted.
Yeah, usually when the ball's in the air like that, your offensive coordinator's holding his breath.
Well, this is a real tight game, 20-16. It's still anybody's game for sure here.
You're exactly right. With 1 minute to go here before the fourth quarter, Munford will have it 2nd and 10. Haney takes a snap, looking back to his right. There's Calvin Smith all by himself down the right sideline. Runs ahead and picks up what looks like about a 30-yard gain. What a play there for Munford.
Wheel route to Calvin Smith down the sideline there, and he's open, and it was really run well. If you'll watch here, Haney setting up to his left, pulls it up, and Calvin Smith out there all by himself, and Caldwell couldn't outrun him, but did pick up a nice gain there.
So here's Munford inside Lincoln territory, 1st and 10. Haynes flanked by Calvin Smith. He throws a quick screen out to the right by James Jenkins, who slips a tackle, still on his feet. He's going to get about 10 yards on the run. That's just like a long handoff when you throw that quick screen out.
It is. That hitch route is hard to defend. And particularly, that's one of the few tackles I've seen the Lincoln defenders miss out there. They hit him about the time they caught the ball.
They felt like they were going for the ball and had a chance to get it.
Possibly. But nice play by James Jenkins. And James was injured last year late in the season.
So it's a 2nd and 1 for Munford as they're in Lincoln territory. Brett Haney looking at the safety. Hands the ball off to Calvin Smith, who finds running room and picks up the first down along the right side. Munford's been very fluid on this drive so far. After they got the first down on that 3rd and about 4 or 5, they've been very consistent with running the ball, throwing the ball. They've picked up several yards on every play.
Had the ball several plays. I don't know how the length of this drive, but it's been 7, 8, 9 plays, I guess, hasn't it, Ty?
It's been a good drive. And, you know, the one thing that we haven't seen as much in the second half, we saw the ball on the ground for both Munford and Lincoln. Lincoln did have a fumble earlier, but they fell back on it, and C.J. Chapman fell on a muff punt. Other than that, it's been a very smooth second half for both teams. Charles Smith runs the ball up the middle, turns upfield, picks up about 3 or 4 yards on the run.
Charles Smith, good inside run there for Munford. Tackle by Therese Ellis there.
And you see those
Lincoln
defensive linemen for Lincoln right now. They're walking around out there. You can tell they're a little detested at the way this drive has gone so far. But let's see if they down in the red zone they can get a stop. And that will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. We're going to the 4th. We'll be back here at Keith Howard Memorial Stadium after these words from our sponsors. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
Ooh, look at those toys.
Insurance must be expensive.
Nah.
I bet he's got an Allstate agent. They can save you up to 30% more by bundling your policies.
Well, his dog's stupid.
Poodles are one of the world's smartest breeds. Bundle and save with an Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Call Alan Parnell at 256-831-8887 at the Parnell Insurance Agency on Snow Street in Oxford and in Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Welcome back to Lincoln High School, where Munford's driving down into Lincoln territory. The Lion offense looking to strike, get on the scoreboard for the first time here in this second half. Excuse me, the second time in the second half.
And it's been contested. Now, Lincoln has been playing a lot of defensive linemen and linebackers, and that's really probably going to help them out here, because getting late in the game, we're seeing some cramping. It's a tough physical game, no doubt about that.
We've got a few score updates from the big games that we talked about at the opening of the show. Oxford is up 28-14 over Vestavia, and this one I believe is still in the 3rd quarter. Childersburg and Sylacauga are tied at 21 in the 3rd quarter. So several of the big games are still close and within doubt at this point. So here's Haney. Second down and about 6 to go. Haney takes a snap, hands it off to Charles Smith, who's running a sweep out to the left. He gets a little hole, going to the corner, still on his feet, and he's in. Now he stepped out. He stepped out at the 2-yard line. Good run That's about the longest run we've seen Charles Smith have so far.
I think so. For Charles, it sure is.
So we'll see it right here on the replay. Charles Smith rolling to his left, finds a hole. Great block by Calvin Smith.
Good block by Calvin Smith out there.
And credit Lincoln for pushing him out of bounds. Yeah, there's that foot.
He went out right there. Good call by the official.
So, first and goal inside the 5-yard line for Munford. Look for Lincoln's defense to step up right here. These guys, it's hard to score on them inside their own territory. We saw it against Alexandria the other day.
Boy,
hand off to the left, and Charles Smith took a big hit, knocked his helmet off.
It's really tough down there. I think he might have picked up a yard.
Smith's going to have to check out.
Looks like you've got a Munford goal line package coming in here.
Yeah, I believe the running back, the new quarterback checking into the game is going to be number 14, Austin Stevens. Stevens is your normal inside linebacker.
Where's the ball? Is it on the 2-yard line?
Ball is on about the 2. I don't believe there was any gain on that last play. So here comes C.J. Chapman in motion. Stevens is going to keep it himself, and he gets stonewalled at about the 2-yard line. Maybe he got a yard, if that. It's going to bring up a big third down.
Big push that time. And is that Johnson on that side?
Johnson
65?
is on that side.
Yeah. I'm surprised they're running to his side.
Right at him.
He's a mountain there.
So here we go. They're going to bring Chapman in motion again. They're going to snap it. Stevens going to keep it, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Munford. Stevens went the opposite way this time and spun his way into the end zone to pick up 6 points for Munford.
Big play there, and you're right. They were ready on that right side there. That's the side that they've been going to. And they went off the left side, and he goes in there, not standing, but he went in there 2 or 3 yards deep.
So Seth Thomas on to attempt the extra point following the Austin Stevens touchdown. James Jenkins to hold. Takeo Hall to snap. There's a snap. The kick is up. And the kick is no good. Wide right. So, with 10 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the game, Munford is up 28-16 over the Lincoln Golden Bears. We'll be back after these messages. We are the Friday Night Network.
At RMC, we love serving people in the small towns of Northeast Alabama. The lifestyle, the food, the people. But make no mistake, there's nothing small about the care we provide. In fact, we're a member of the UAB Cancer Network and have the Blue Distinction Award for cardiac care and are rated in the top 5% in the country by the Commission on Cancer.
It's not about the size of the town.
It's not about the size of the town.
It's not about the size of the town.
It's about the strength of our regional health system.
Welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium here at Lincoln High School. Munford capping off a 70-yard drive and about 12-play drive, taking off the rest of the time in the third quarter. A minute and 10 seconds off in the fourth quarter. Capped off by an Austin Stevens 2-yard touchdown run.
Ty, I can't help but believe that Mario Howard must be injured. He's not on the return team, and he's a great return threat. So I don't know if it's cramp that he's got or if he's been injured. I don't see him down there right now.
Not sure, but there's the kick for Seth Thomas. I wouldn't. There's Zay Caldwell taking it. He's very dangerous himself. Makes a few guys miss. Bounces back to the outside. Still on his feet and then brought down. That was number 17 for Munford.
Was that Caldwell? That was 9.
Number 9 for Lincoln. Excuse me.
That's Jamichael Baker.
So Baker on the return, setting up Lincoln with great field position. This return really needed a good return right there to give Lincoln a little bit more confidence, as their last 2 drives have not turned out very well.
Jamichael Baker had plenty of shake and bake, I can tell you that.
He did. He did. Very good return.
Lincoln seems to not have a end on that supply of guys that can do that.
So here comes Zay Caldwell out. Rivers, his running back, off to the right. There's a wing back to the right as well. Twins to the right. Caldwell's going to take the snap, roll to his left, or excuse me, his right. Steps back up into the pocket, coming back to the left. Good bit of running room. Kaysen Lackey got a shoestring tackle in on him. Without that, Caldwell might still be running. There's a flag came in too.
Ty, the Lincoln offensive line basically set up a screen over here to the left-hand side. Caldwell goes to the right, sets up, and then he's not planning on throwing the football. This is a run all the way. Watch him set up. Now he's going to pull it down, and see the whole offensive line is set up out here just like a screen pass. And that was a nice play by Lackey, and I'm not sure what the penalty is.
So there's a chop block on the field.
Okay.
Now, while you were watching the replay, a chop block was called. We didn't get the number on who that was.
No.
So that'll be a 1st and 10 for Lincoln at the 50-yard line. Looks like Munford's going to call a timeout. All right, Munford with the timeout. We'll take one with him. We'll be back after these messages from our sponsors. We are the Friday Night Network.
Big Daddy's Barbecue on Highway 21 is where Munford comes to eat. You'll always find delicious home cooking daily with fast, friendly service. Big Daddy's offers plates or sandwiches with all your favorite sides to choose from, specializing in wings, burgers, chicken, ribs, and barbecue. Open early, open late, 6 days a week. Come in with family or friends or call ahead and take it home. 256-358-9005. Big Daddy's Barbecue, proud supporters of the Munford Lions.
Welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium on the campus of Lincoln High School. We just got an update about Jamario Howard. Howard was taken out of the game for a few plays. They taped him up, tried to go back in and could not. He's in an ambulance right now. They're checking on his knee. Let's hope the young man's okay.
Well, that's a shame because he's a heck of a player, and right here, you know there's no other place he'd rather be than on the field with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
So, Lincoln and Zay Caldwell. Rivers in it, running back to his left. Play action. Caldwell looking deep, has a man wide open, running down the sideline. He's got a step, and the ball's broken up. The ball was a little bit underthrown, and there's a little push after. You hate to see that, but
well, you do, and I'm not sure exactly who the flag. You got to think that the Lincoln player did the push that I saw, I think. And
so let's see. The ball was a little underthrown.
It was underthrown. Cameron Turner going for the interception there, and we can watch them when they get up. I think the shove right there. Yep.
Cameron
gave us a few theatrics there, I think.
He did.
Not sure what the
call
is.
So let's go to the field and see what the call is.
Multiple fouls on this. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on Munford. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on Lincoln. We'll mark the penalties off, be 2nd down.
So that will be offsetting penalties. Yep. And maybe the theatrics from Cameron Turner drew that offsetting penalty.
Right.
So here we go, 2nd down. Or are they going to replay the down? Did he say they're going to replay it?
I don't think so. He said 2nd down.
Okay, so it's just going to say it was no play. Or it was a play, incomplete pass.
That was a play.
They're still discussing out there. All right, so the ball will be spotted at the 50.
They're going to walk them off and then walk it back, Ty. Should wind up in the same spot where we began.
Now they're going to walk it right back.
Okay, going to bring it right back.
Let the whole crowd know what's going on right now.
Now my question is it 2nd down or 1st down? He had said still 1st down is showing up, so that means we
replay it
again.
So here we go. Zay Caldwell in the backfield, flanked by Rivers.
2nd down.
Now there they go. They change it. Here we go. Whistle it back in. Wing back down here to the left. Twins to the right. Caldwell hands it off, keeps it. Rolling back to his left. He's got a little bit of running room. Cuts back up to the middle of the field. He's got a lot of running room out to the right, and he's going to be brought down. I felt like he had a lot more of running room than he did. He's brought down by number 16. That's Avery Harris.
It's going to be 3rd and about a yard, half yard.
You see the replay here.
Yeah, I tell you, he's dangerous. He is most dangerous.
3rd and short here for Lincoln. You got to feel like it's, regardless of where you are on the field, it's 4-down territory for the Golden Bears right now. All right, Caldwell sends Rivers in motion to the left. Snap to Caldwell. He's going to keep it off to the left, cuts it upfield, and he's got the necessary yards for the first down, and he's tripped up by number 40, Kason Lackey.
Nice tackle by Lackey, but I certainly understand Caldwell having football every time. He is the
bell cow, as they say.
The exciting player here and can make it happen there. Again, offensive line doing a nice job for him. Good tackle by Lackey there.
So he turned it upfield, and he got the necessary yards, and then it was immediately tripped up.
This is gut check time. First down on the Munford 39-yard line.
Lincoln has 2 wingbacks right now in the field, and there goes Rivers up the middle.
Ball on the ground.
Looks like the ball was fumbled. Munford says they have it.
They may have called him down. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you see the back judge is saying that he was down.
Yep.
So it'll be 2nd down and 7 to go for the Golden Bears. You just feel like these guys, as the clock winds down, they're playing harder and harder on both sides.
There's no doubt.
Munford defense is digging in.
Yep.
The Lincoln Golden Bear offense is as well. Caldwell takes a snap, rolls to his right, looks downfield. Not a whole lot of room. He gets around Austin Stevens and has enough running room to pick up the first down. Austin Stevens almost had a hand on him, but Caldwell found a little bit of room to the right side and got out of bounds after picking up the first down.
Caldwell has a lot of shake and bake, and again, he's most dangerous when he pulls it down and runs. Good passer, but again, he's most dangerous when he pulls that thing down and runs. One guy just almost doesn't have a chance.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right there. So 1st and 10 for Caldwell. They've had a great drive going so far. 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. Speed sweep to the right. It's turned upfield. A lot of running room out here. Still on his feet. That was number 6, Devontae Whiteside. Whiteside we haven't seen a whole lot of here in the second half, but a good speed sweep, well-timed play call there for Coach Brad Wallace and the Lincoln Golden Bears.
Yeah,
you see right here, the play was immediately turned upfield by Devin Strickland.
Right.
Munford just wasn't there to make the play.
Good block there on number 40 for Munford. That was by, I didn't get the number there. I think it was Mike Taylor there. That
same play to the right, to the left side, this right side, excuse me. Caldwell running down to the 1-yard line. There's a flag came out.
On the 12-yard line, not sure what the call is. Hold on Lincoln.
Let's go down to the field and get the call. All right, now he's ready.
On offense, 10 yards from the spot, first down.
So there you heard from Robert Howell, the head official for tonight's game. Holding against Lincoln. He's going to set him up 1st and 20.
Still first down here, and your game is really on the line. 8 minutes to go, Lincoln's got to score twice. So
I'll tell you, if you're Munford right now, you got to think the ball hasn't come out of Caldwell's hands very often here on this drive. And there he goes, keeps it again up the middle. He's got by the last Munford defender. Touchdown, Lincoln.
Wow. And you're right. He's run the football just about every time, and he's such a great player.
Great blocking up front. Munford knew that Caldwell was going to keep the ball. He scampered ahead to walk in the end zone for a touchdown.
Don't think we've seen him go straight up the middle too many times tonight, and he certainly the play was well blocked, and I don't think anybody put a hand on him.
No, they may not have. So McLean on to attempt the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So after the Zay Caldwell run, the score is now Munford 26, Lincoln 23. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors. We are the Friday Night Network.
Yes, Mommy's coming over again. Thank you for introducing us. Of course I love him. And he's never late. I'm just so happy He always seems to know the right thing to do. It's not easy to find someone like that. Yes, I'm going to show him the shower. You're so bad. Oh, gotta go. Bye.
For any residential or commercial plumbing needs, call Ted's Plumbing in Anniston, serving Calhoun and surrounding counties since 1985.
Welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium here at Lincoln High School, where the Lincoln Golden Bears capped off a very sound drive on the ground. It was all Zay Caldwell.
Yeah, it was, and you know, I think he ran it every play, didn't he?
All right, and we'll go down to Sarah on the field for an update.
Don't come out. Don't come out.
All right, and I guess we can't get to Sarah. So on the kickoff just then, C.J. Chapman caught it on the 2 yards deep in the end zone for a fair catch, dead ball. So Munford's going to take over their own 20-yard line. Right now, Lincoln needs one stop. Get the ball right back.
We've seen Mason McLean kick them in the end zone.
All right, and we're going to try to go back to Sarah on the field right now.
Guys, it's so exciting down here on the sidelines. Great spirit from both teams. Everybody's up on their feet cheering and screaming. This is such a close ball game. This is anybody's game right now. Back to you, Ty.
Thank you, Sarah, for that update from the sideline. Right now, Munford needs to get a first down. A couple first downs to see if they can run this clock off. There's 8 minutes to go.
This is a really big series.
Ball is handed off to Charles Smith. Not a lot of running room that time. Lincoln did a great job of closing the gaps and only giving Charles Smith 1 yard.
Time looking at timeouts for future reference. Lincoln has 3, Munford has 1. That could become a factor here as the game goes along. Just the inside handoff to Charles Smith, and just not much running room there.
So we'll see that Brett Haney is flanked once again by Charles Smith in the backfield. Chris Haynes in motion. Haney rolls to his left, looking downfield. He's got Chris Haynes for a catch. Looks to be close to the first down. Not sure if he got it just quite. I think he is past it.
I believe he did get it because it's just past the 30-yard line, so that's going to be a first down.
1st and 10 for Munford. The clock is now almost at 7 minutes, 7:06. Lincoln desperately needing a stop right now. A stop and then another score. They're down by 3, as you can see on the screen right now. Haney with the snap, looking right. Throws the ball for James Jenkins. Ball is well overthrown, covered extremely well that time by number 5, Justin Knight.
Jenkins ran a stop and go, and he faked the curl and then went upfield, and ball was overthrown a good little bit there.
Tell you, from what I saw, had they thrown it to Jenkins on the stop, he would have had about 6 yards.
Might have.
The corner was playing way off that time. Justin Knight.
Yeah, I think the plan was to pump it right there and then throw it deep.
So 2nd down, 2nd and 10. Lincoln, like we've been saying, needs a stop on this drive to get the ball back. Chris Haynes in motion. They're going to toss it to Haynes. Haynes turns upfield, finds a little bit of running room, still on his feet, and picks up. He's still on his feet. Took some big hits. Picks up the necessary yards for a first down. Chris Haynes, one tough customer.
Well, he is that, and I didn't think he had a lot of running room. He turned it up inside there and picks up another Munford first down. And he really took a hit there about the 43-yard line.
You'll see it on the replay here. Safety came in and really delivered a lick right there, right to the head. And he took another one as he wasn't quite down yet. Yep. So Munford now running the clock down inside of 10, the play clock inside of 10 seconds. 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go on the clock right now.
I mentioned earlier, Lincoln has 3 timeouts. Not time to use them now, but they're there.
There's Charles Smith with the handoff up the middle. Not much running room for Smith that time, although he did pick up about 2.5, call it maybe 3 yards. 2nd and 7 for Munford on their own 46-yard line.
That was a big first down play. Get a little push for Munford there. Lincoln defensive line is so good there, particularly on that right side.
Calvin Smith seems to have the hot hand right now. They've gone to him 3 separate times, and 3 separate times he's had good yardage to pick up first downs.
Right.
Trips to the left this time. Charles Smith shifts over to the left as well. Haney takes the hand off. The ball is caught. That time by, is that?
C.J. Chapman.
C.J. Chapman running all by himself. Hang on to the ball, C.J. He was flailing that ball out by his side.
On the screen there, it was thrown low by Haney, and Chapman went down and made a good stop in traffic, but he's so fast, got such good speed.
You see the replay here.
Low throw, and he turns it upfield there, and I thought he might score, but those Lincoln guys are sure tacklers, no doubt about that.
Very slow developing play.
It was.
But as you see, Charles Smith checks out. Calvin Smith is in at running back. Brett Haney's changing the play. No, it's a trick play. They throw it, and Haney is open. Catches the ball, stays in bounds, down around the 10-yard line. What a play there. Haney was out. It looks like he was changing the play. We'll see it right here on the replay.
Wow, interesting play there. Had a wide receiver that went down over there, and Haney going down the right sideline here. Pretty good throw, good catch by Haney.
QT Elston threw the pass. QT is a good baseball player, and that showed on that play. Good arm.
Yeah, no question about that.
So for Munford, they're making a few changes, putting in 3 wide receivers to the right, Trips right, Calvin Smith to the left. Haney in at quarterback after that big catch. Chris Haynes motions into the backfield. Haney keeps it off to the left side. It looked like he had a little bit of running room. The play seemed to be a little bit off. Chris Haynes didn't really know quite what to do that time.
Yeah, he was the motion guy and didn't quite I think he stopped a little too soon or whatever. Haney picked up about 4 yards.
See, I thought the ball, when they first made contact with each other, I thought the ball was going to be on the ground. But here we are, Munford, 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the game.
Mario Howard on that last tackle out there. He's back in the game.
Howard is back. That. Good. So here's Haney in at quarterback again. Calvin Smith to the left, takes the snap. Looking. Ball is intercepted. No, incomplete.
Kind of hard to see the ball in the black end zone out there.
Zay Caldwell there, I thought, stepped in front of the ball and made the interception.
I think it hit the ground.
But it did hit the ground. So that'll bring up a third and 6 or 7 for Munford here with, and that incompletion will stop the clock at 4:18.
I think Munford Munford is ahead by 3. Field goal doesn't get you 6, but I'm sure they want to score here.
Haney with the pitch out to Calvin Smith, who's immediately cut down. What a play by Mario Howard, who came back into the game. Still a little bit of a limp. Great play there to set up Munford, 4th down. And right now, if you're Munford, like you said, 3 points doesn't really do you a whole lot.
Well, I mean, it puts you back up by 6, but I'm telling you, Caldwell, I don't know if you can stop him. So
here's the replay.
This is going to be quite a game.
See, it was a speed sweep, option to the left. Calvin, had he gotten around that, still wouldn't have had a whole lot of running room. Couldn't have picked up the first down.
Yeah, that was Mr. Mario Howard, and I'm telling you, he's got a lot of speed. He's a great tackler on defense as well.
So here comes the Munford kicking unit onto the field. Seth Thomas. Remember, Seth missed a field goal earlier in the game. It was wide right. He didn't hit it very well.
This is a 32-yarder.
Kick is up. Has the leg.
Maybe.
And it's good.
Good.
Munford made it. All right, so with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the game, Munford leads it 29-23. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors. We are the Friday Night Network.
Del Marsh is not telling you the truth. Fact is, Taylor Stewart opposes nearly all of Barack Obama's policies. So why is Del Marsh lying about Taylor Stewart? So Marsh can hide his record of cutting millions from our public schools and his failure to create jobs or reduce our sky-high unemployment rate. The bottom line, Taylor Stewart will be an independent senator who will do what Del Marsh hasn't done, create jobs and improve our schools.
All right, welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium, where Munford just capped off a, what was it called, 80-yard drive with a 3-point field goal. from Seth Thomas to give Munford a 29-23 lead. If you're just joining us, you came at the right time.
Big kick, but I can tell you the issue is still in doubt.
Oh, it is
still in doubt. No
Munford has really struggled to stop Zay Caldwell here in the fourth quarter running the football.
And I'm telling you, Mario Howard is back, and he's good too.
Here's the return. Woo! Big hit. He's still on his feet. I didn't see who laid that lick. That was number 8, Cameron Turner.
Cameron's a little wobbly over there and heading toward the sideline. That was a heck of a hard hit.
It's a hard hit, but credit the Lincoln return man. I didn't get a number on him. He took the hit and kept on going.
I think that was Justin Knight on that return there, and really, he's done a good job all night long. Well, we got 3 minutes, 22 seconds to go.
So here comes Zay Caldwell onto the field. Caldwell keeps himself off to the right side, left side, spins around, and is brought down after about a 9-yard gain. We said it, Caldwell is just tough to stop on the ground. Clock is still running. 3 minutes to go in this one.
I don't know when I've seen a guy that just couldn't be brought down, but he is that guy right now.
Caldwell takes the snap, hands it off. It's Mario Howard. Devin Strickland had a hand on him, but there goes Howard down the sideline. Avery Harris with a touchdown-saving tackle.
Nice tackle by Avery Harris, and stops the clock here. Lincoln on the move. Oh, we got a penalty. Did I see him? Oh, there's that timeout.
Not sure what's going on right now.
I think I saw the official point that way. I'm not sure what the flag was. Might have been a...
Here we go. That's an illegal shift against Lincoln. That will negate a first down run and set them up second and about, let's call it a long 7.
That was a costly penalty there.
It was very costly. Great run. Caldwell keeps it himself this time. Bounces out to the left side, right side. Brought down number 7, Casey Goins. That looked like it was going to be a big run that time, but Casey Goins got Caldwell out of bounds for about a 1 yard, maybe about a 1 yard gain.
Strung it out over there, and but I tell you, he's a dangerous, and no question about it. Mario Howard is as well. So I think you'll see one of those two guys with football in his hand, although they may throw at this point. I don't know.
Well,
plenty of time.
Well, Lincoln's going to take a timeout. They're going to talk this over with third down. We'll take a timeout with them. You're watching the Friday Night Network.
Have you got the new car itch but don't want to take the plunge with a brand new car? How about getting the most car for the money at Avery Auto Sales? They have a large selection of cars with even some 2014s in the mix. And if you're worried about your credit, don't. They can help get you back on your credit feet with guaranteed approval. Check them out online at AveryAutoSales.net. Then when you see something you like, call them at 256-835-8897 for a test drive. Or just go by. Avery Auto Sales is located on Highway 78 East between Highway 78 and Snow Street in Oxford. That's Avery Auto Sales.
Welcome back to Keith Howard Memorial Stadium here at Lincoln High School. Lincoln driving with the football right now, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Zay Caldwell in at quarterback, takes a snap, reverse, gonna hand it right here. Kason Lackey almost makes the play. And how do you let the guy get outside like that? Barrels ahead to make it 4th and 3. Kason Lackey had the ball carrier. That was number 6 for Lincoln, Devontae Whiteside. Whiteside was down. I mean, Kason Lackey had him in the backfield.
Yeah, that was a missed tackle that was sort of painful. Nice run by the Lincoln player there.
Well, they're bringing,
looks like they got the big guy. He's going to come in and get the first down, or try to.
If you remember the game from last year, they handed it off to for Lincoln's only touchdown of the game against Munford last year. They handed it off and gave it to the big man. I bet they're going to do the same right here, if not a quarterback sneak. I think he got it.
Be close. I think he got it too.
Tell you, I felt like they were going to give the ball to him. Instead, he was another running back.
That's part of the beauty of having him there is he's a good decoy.
Yep.
You don't have to give it to him. That's the first down.
First down for Lincoln.
Minute 35 seconds, 2 timeouts for Lincoln.
So if you're Coach Firestone right now, you really don't want Caldwell to run the ball. You'd rather him throw the ball, and he's gotten outside most times so far tonight. Caldwell hands the ball up the middle to Jamario Howard. Howard is brought down after about a 7-yard gain. Clock is still running. Lincoln trying to get lined up. The clock is running. It's down to 1 minute and 5 seconds. Caldwell takes the snap. He's going to keep himself up the middle. And he's brought down after possibly getting maybe a yard.
Got to stop there, and another timeout by Lincoln, I suppose.
So, 58 seconds. Lincoln's going to take a timeout. We're going to take one with them. We'll be back with the conclusion of tonight's game. We are the Friday Night Network.
Mizell Heating and Air Conditioning has been serving the areas of Calhoun, Talladega, Cleburne, and Etowah County for over 14 years. Commercial, residential, central heat and air, ductwork, indoor air quality, we do it all. Voted Anniston Star's Reader's Choice in 2013. Be sure to ask about available rebates and tax credits. Mizell Heating and Air Conditioning, the name to know for your heating and air conditioning needs. Mizell.
Welcome back to Lincoln High School, where Lincoln is driving down, trying to take the lead, or possibly with a touchdown, they do take the lead, depending on the extra point. So we'll see right here.
I'm betting Howard or Caldwell carrying the football the rest of the way.
There's Caldwell rolling to his left. You know how easily he can get outside, as he did it again right there. Still on his feet. And he's brought down out of bounds.
Do that.
I don't see a flag in yet. I don't know if a flag came down there. It was a hit a little bit late, it looked like. 48 seconds to go.
Depends on the call. I'm not sure. Looks like they got in among the Lincoln players right there and couldn't get stopped.
So you'll see it on the replay here. Caldwell, they've got him contained pretty well, but you see Trey Robertson ran right at Caldwell. You can't do that. Keep him contained. He goes out of bounds.
Coming on off, and
I think they just kind of ran in and got tripped up. It wasn't
tangled up.
It wasn't as bad as it looked. So here's Caldwell back there.
48 seconds to go.
Caldwell
rolling. One timeout left.
Rolling to his right, looking downfield. This has been their best play so far tonight. Oh, the ball tipped up in the air by Kason Lackey. It could have been intercepted. You almost thought about Auburn and Georgia.
You want to tip those down and not up.
Yep.
Okay, so we're 39 seconds, one timeout. Clock stopped.
Second down for the Golden Bears. With the clock stopped on a drive like this, it allows the Lincoln players and coaches, you don't ever think about this, the coaches need to settle down and get their wits about them themselves.
Right.
Heck, us in the booth, we got to settle down.
Oh, yeah.
And because this sure is exciting being here at Lincoln, watching this game on Lincoln's side. So here we go. Caldwell going to hand it off to Howard. Cuts it back up the middle. He's brought down after picking up a first down.
Clock stops on the first down.
33 seconds to go. Ball's handed off to Howard again, who is stopped by Kason Lackey at the line of scrimmage.
Big play, clock running. That's the last timeout called by Lincoln there.
So 24 seconds to go. We're going to keep it right here. during this timeout. You know, if you're Coach Howard, what are you thinking right now? Excuse me, not Coach Howard, Coach Wallace, what are you thinking?
Something I've noticed is Lincoln doesn't get lined up real quickly. And with no more timeouts, I think they need to score in the next couple of plays. 24 seconds, that's going to get them about 2 or 3 plays, and they may throw for the end zone, but I got a feeling they're going to try to score Caldwell or Howard. And I've been saying that, but I think those are 2 guys you want the ball in their hands right now, one way or the other.
Usually when you think of a 2-minute drill, like what we've seen on the field right now, you think of throwing the ball. It's been running the ball for Jamario Howard and Zay Caldwell. They've run the ball left and right. The best play for Lincoln on this drive so far is roll Caldwell to his right and then scrambling back to the left, because Munford is not contained very well on either side for that matter. So here we go. 2nd down from the Munford 28-yard line. 24 seconds to go. Caldwell in the backfield. Howard to his right. Caldwell takes a snap. He's under a lot of pressure. The ball's on the ground. He got it back. Lincoln got the ball back. I thought that Munford had their hands all over it.
Clock's running, and they can't stop it. No timeout, so they got to get lined up.
11, 10, 9, 8. Clock's running.
Going to get 1 play.
He's just going to throw it up. There goes the ball. And it's intercepted. And that's it. That's the last play of the game. Munford celebrating on the far sideline.
Late hit there, but
let's go, guys. Let's break it up.
Didn't see any flags.
You know, you want the officials to get in there and break this thing up, and get the Lincoln players away from them.
Should be the ball game.
And that will be the ball game. What a game. What a win by Munford.
That was everything we could have asked for. Tremendous game. We knew it was going to be, and we're not neither team. They both played hard, and it was a tough contest right to the end. What a game.
Incredible. You know, that last play, Lincoln struggled to get it off. They were sacked back there. The ball was on the ground. We see the 2 teams, the Munford flag on the far sideline celebrating. The coaches for Lincoln and Munford are telling their players, guys, don't start anything. Just shake their hands and let's go.
Well, and I'm sure, you know, you're in the heat of the battle and heat of the moment, but I'm sure that everybody's got their composure now. And it was a great game. Doesn't need to end in any way other than class. And that's what we're seeing right now. And really heck of a game. What you'd expect out of Munford Lincoln. And, you know, these are 2, you know, they're your neighbors, and you want to beat them tonight, but tomorrow they're still your neighbors, you know.
Right. Well, for the first time in about 10 years, Munford leads the overall series against Lincoln at 35-34-1.
Well, I'll tell you this. That series is a tremendous one, and this game right here just speaks volumes about it. And just a great contest between 2 great towns and communities, and you know, just a enjoyable game to call.
So we'll step aside and we'll come back with post game. Well, I tell you what, Coach Sarah may be getting with. Yes, Sarah is on the field right now, so we'll go to her here in just a little bit. She's looking for Coach Wagner. So while she's trying to round up Coach Wagner, we'll keep it right here for right now. And you know, this game, this spoke to like you said, the rivalry between these 2 schools. It was such a great game. Lincoln had the lead in the first half. Munford took it back here in the second half and held on to it for the rest of the game.
Well, I'll tell you, Ty, the penalty on this last drive for Lincoln really was a drive killer, because they were up there about midfield and got carried back about 25 yards. And but I'll tell you what, don't take anything away from Munford. The effort was there on their side too. And great game, and kind of a sloppy first half, not so sloppy the second half.
Right.
I think it got cleaned up quite a bit the second half, and just an enjoyable game to watch.
Well, we're still waiting on Sarah to get with Coach Wagner. So, but you know, the like you said, that drive killer, the penalty on that last drive, Lincoln had picked up probably about a 12-yard gain on the ground by Jamario Howard. He was The penalty was an illegal shift. I don't think the guys were set, or 2 men were in motion, and it really hampered them. They had to call a timeout right at the very next play. They didn't have a timeout left. Had they had a timeout with the 4 guys, had they had a timeout after that fumbled snap by the quarterback, maybe a different ball game.
Well, it could have been, but I think they got it off with about 3 seconds to go, 2 or 3 seconds to go. Clearly got it off in time, but there was not going to be another play. And that was C.J. Chapman, I believe, intercepted that ball there and made a nice play there. But take your hat off to both of these teams here. It got a little chippy, as you said, but, you know, they both wanted to win.
It did. And, you know, any competitor in a game like this, the most physical game I ever played in my life was a 29-28 win over Lincoln. So Sarah is with Coach Wagon on the field right now, and we'll throw it down to her as she talks with the winning ball coach.
Coach, what a great game. Both teams fought until the very last second, and it's such an honor to win this rivalry. What does this mean to your team?
Well, it's a big rivalry game, and we wanted to get better tonight. That's what we come in here to do, is to get better. And, you know, we faced a really, really good Lincoln team, and Coach Wallace had them prepared. They were really ready to go tonight, and we were fortunate. We were fortunate to make some plays in the second half to put us up, and we made the last play at the end to end the ball game.
And what's your plan now for the rest of the season?
Well, we've got to go back to work. We're still not where we need to be. We still got to get better, a lot of areas. And it's playing a good team like them, you know, some more weaknesses that haven't already been exposed will be exposed on film, and we'll be able to go and make a plan to fix it and get better at it, and hopefully we can make that weakness a strength.
Okay, well, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Back to you, Ty.
Thank you, Sarah. And Coach Wagner, the victorious coach tonight, you know he feels good about beating Lincoln.
Well, it was important because when he came to Munford, they had just lost 8 in a row. So he's now won 3 and lost 2.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back with post-game activities after these words from our sponsors. We are the Friday Night Network.
The Blitz is on. Save thousands during the Bill Stanford Automotive Full-Out Blitz in Talladega. We're smashing all sales records, and you save like never before on every Cadillac, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram on our lot. Score big as we close out all remaining 2014 inventory to make room for the 2015 models. All prices have been smashed. Hurry for best selection. It's the Full-Out Blitz at Bill Stanford Automotive, East Alabama's Automotive Superstore. On the web at billstanford.com.
This Friday Night Network High School Football Game of the Week Sports Exclusive is presented by Alan Parnell and the Parnell Insurance Agency, your local Allstate agent. By Avery Auto Sales in Oxford, for like new cars at used car prices. By Regional Medical Center, quality counts in Calhoun County. By Snead Ag, your local John Deere dealer, earning your business every day. By Systems by Design, simply smart security. By Mizell Heating and Air Conditioning, voted #1 for the 2nd year in a row by the readers of the Anniston Star. And by Bill Stanford Automotive in Talladega. Stop in today for the Full-Out Blitz event. Tonight's game is brought to you by J. Britt Middlebrook CPA, Wesley's Paint and Body, On-Site Solutions, Forsyth Building Company, Ted's Plumbing, Cheehaw Brewing Company, Cable One, and Skinner Body Shop.
All right, and welcome back to Lincoln High School, where we saw a great game tonight between 2 rivals, Munford and Lincoln. Munford coming up on top. The final score, 29-23. Munford on top.
I almost feel like I played. I'm kind of tired. And it was a hard-fought game, and calling it was a lot of fun. Enjoyed it, but I can tell you it was a tough game and a tough one to lose. And you're really happy to win, but the losing team, it'll take a day or 2 to get over this one.
So 365 days of bragging rights for Munford, who make the trip back down Highway 77 back to Munford. And hopefully you will join us next week for our game, our Friday night game of the week. Weaver at Ohatchee. should be a great game there. Two teams that are on the up right now. Ohatchee with a brand new coach, and Weaver. They're always Weaver. They've always got talent over there.
Well, I think they call that out on the creek bank, I believe, is where we're going there, and in Ohatchee. And, they'll get after each other. It'll be a great game, and hope the weather's good, and it's a good crowd out there.
Yeah, that game, I'm wrong. The game is actually at Weaver. Excuse me for that.
I don't know if they got a creek bank out there or not, Ty. Maybe they do.
Over there by the north of Anniston. So, with that, thank you for joining us once again. We are the Friday Night Network.